I can just go live. It's whatever. I'll just go live. It's fine. It's no big deal. As long as my... Oh yeah, oh that looks good. Yo, thank you so much for the raid, Gas Mask. It is much appreciated. Here you go for all of the raid humans that are here. Lucky, how are you today? Big raid, big woo. Oh, also, I forgot to take my vitamins today, so you guys can watch me take my vitamins today. Hello, Dance! Hello, hello. Good? I would say I'm doing pretty good. What do we got? Today we got an eye vitamin. Do you think some people have issues with, like, swallowing pills? Like, watching it? Yeah, vitamins. I'll just indicate what they are. And then I can't get flagged, right? This is biotin. We all know what that is. No, they're real vitamins. Me being like, here's my depression pills. Thank you. No. That's my anxiety medication. That's not a vitamin. This is creatine. That's so I can get big muscles. Can you do edibles? I feel like you're not allowed to do that. Even if you are of age. You know what? Let's just say officially no. Drugs. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway. Yeah, I forgot to take those. Also, I didn't really eat recently, so we're also going to be having a protein shake on the stream. Yo, I love how that doesn't... What the fuck? I can't do purple or blue? You guys... Sometimes there's, like, outfits I want to wear for stream, and I realize that my whole torso would just disappear. Or be, like, super transparent. It just wouldn't look right. Anyway. So, I figured we'd watch some more Jubilee videos. I know, I think last time we were... Needs vitamins, you are now lower on my apocalypse team list. I'll be honest, I've never needed vitamins. I'm pretty sure I'd be fine without any of them. It's just like, I don't know, it gives me this false sense like I'm being healthy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I have my life together because every morning I remember to swallow a bunch of capsules. That's the only reason why. All of those vitamins are completely expendable. Literally, one of those vitamins is vitamin D because I don't go outside. In an apocalypse, I'd be doing nothing but going outside. Hydrate, big hydrate. Goal for the stream, getting through the rest of this hydro jug. So then after stream, I only gotta get through one more. Now, I picked out 3 videos that we could watch today, and I figured I would let you guys influence what I decide to pick for a video, okay? So, we have Fat vs. Fit influencers, LGBTQ versus Christians, liberal teens versus conservative parents. I'm not sure which one I'm feeling today, so I thought I'd let you guys pick. You'd really run around outside during the nuclear winter. Okay. My brain went like New Vegas, like Mojave, like gathering supplies, you know? Maybe start with some lighter stuff until more folks are here. Fun? We want fun? Oh! You remember I was telling you guys about that razor thing? That, like, razor commercial? And I totally couldn't fucking... The name was just slipping my mind. I took a screenshot of it, so that way I would actually freaking remember what it was. I believe it's... No, not that. It's... I've made a mistake. Too many pictures. Let's see. Right? Jeremy's Razors! Jeremy's Razors. There we go. I'm so glad I got that. So, there's this ad that I keep getting. And I don't know if... I don't know if it's because I'm starting to watch more political shit on YouTube that they're now shoving this down my throat. I don't know. But let's just do a little bit of a background on it, right? So this ad is blanket termed with being the greatest commercial ever. It's supposed to like trigger people or whatever. I wouldn't say it's like triggering, but I would say that it was like funny, but I don't know if it was meant to be funny. You know what I mean? So let me find it. All right. At least I'll give him the, I mean, we'll give him the views, so it's fine. Okay. So, we got Jeremy's razors. Long story short, it basically, well, as you can kind of see, it's like a razor company for conservatives, for Republicans. I'm not sure which one. Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what's really like the vast difference between the two. Type for condom ads compilation. Oh my gosh, some of the ads for condoms are half the time I'm like, I don't even know what you're trying to advertise to me, and then at the end of it all it's like Trojan. I'm like, oh, this could have been advertising so many other things, but okay. So we'll start with Jeremy's razors, just because I need somebody else to also just... So it opens, right? You see Ben Shapiro. Already I'm like, seems like a red flag, right? I also don't know who the God King is. Maybe it's him? I think he's the God King? Well then... I don't know. Isn't there something about not being able to refer to yourself as a god? Who am I? Who am I? Too loud. Let me know if it's too loud for you. So, masculinity. Cars. Fast. Yeah. Okay. Also, so when this guy first popped up, I thought it was, oh my god. Who's that philosopher guy that said that, like, stating that Canada banning, like, conversion therapy was pandering or something? God, what's his name? If someone says it, if someone says the name, I'll be like, you got it. Anyway, so he reminded me like that. So I was sort of like, I'm confused for an ad. Why is he in this?
Do you remember when there were two genders and only 1.5 of them had to shave their mustaches?
Good opening. It's certainly a good opening for a commercial, right?
Oh, hi. I'm Jeremy Boring, CEO and...
Jeremy Boring? Is that his last name? Jeremy Boring? It can't be.
King of the Daily Wire. Harry's Razors used to advertise on our shows. They're a great product, and we were happy to do it.
Okay.
That's before some peon who works for me went and said that boys are boys and girls are girls. And that was...
So, right here, you already kind of know what this whole thing, right? I feel like this is just, like, stroking the ego of, like, men that are, like, the same type of guys that are like, if it doesn't say man on the bottle, then I can't use it. If my shampoo, conditioner, and body wash isn't all in one bottle, then do I even have a penis? You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy. There have been no philosophers in a long time, and I would say there weren't around for conversion or... what's his name? He wrote some manifesto, and he's like... You know, I've heard him referred to as a philosopher, but I wouldn't necessarily agree that he's a philosopher. Fuck it. If I look up Ben Shapiro, he's gonna be under it. Shabibo? Whatever. It's gonna be... What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Oh, okay, we're starting to get there. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, okay? You're right. I maybe I shouldn't refer to him as a philosopher, but I'm not sure what else to call him, right? He's a clinical psychologist. Some people have referred to him as a philosopher. It's a stretch, right? Anyway, Jordan Peterson. That's the guy I was thinking of. That's the guy I was thinking of. I can't be the philosopher. Okay. Yeah, some people refer to him as such, but like I wouldn't. So, psychologist Jordan is a piece of shit. No, you're right. You're completely right. Which is why when I seen this commercial, I was like, oh no. And then it wasn't him, and I was like, okay, we'll let the commercial play. But the whole commercial had me so dumbfounded that I did watch the entire commercial, you know what I mean? Like, they did get my attention, but like, okay, so we'll take this guy. Gucci jacket, so relatable, go off.
It was just too much for Harry's. They condemned our views held by millions of Americans and virtually every human who's walked the planet until about 15 minutes ago.
Okay, so we didn't like the boys are boys, girls are girls. All right, I imagine there's no way in hell that it was that simple. Also, how's it going? What would be the best to refer you? Because I realize I keep saying like HMU. Hit me up, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Amazing. That is good to hear. Also, rip your water bill if you are staying in the shower that long. IDM. So, we kind of got the idea. Basically, he's saying Harry's rage was like, they didn't like that we were being, narrow-minded, I guess, or that we flew more on the conservative side. So he opened his entirely own razor brand. Call me Amazing Fridge if you really want. Come on now.
Inexcusable. And they dropped their ads from our network because of what they called values misalignment.
The same thing though with this, so the same thing that I feel like people on the other spectrum, and people who aren't progressive, liberal, whatever, both people are going to be like, we don't share similar values, so we're going to separate. He was like, I hate that you don't agree with my values, so I made an entire company to compete with your company. But aren't both groups just kind of being whiny then about the whole situation? Like what conservative people complain about like special snowflakes, they kind of just also do the same thing. Never understood it. The only thing bigger than his ego arc, his fallacies, ignorance, inconsistencies, lies, students and fellow professors used to smear shit and glue on his door while he was teaching because of how big of a piece of shit he was before weaponizing the Sigma grind. Said, dude, really? No. No. Man, I'm just gonna have to say HM then. I'll just call you that, HM. Sell it.
You're damn right our values are misaligned. And it's not just Harry's either. Gillette razors used to be the best a man could get.
Oh.
Then they decided that men are too toxic. Unless you're the kind of...
Oh, there you go. So not Gillette either. Ella? Alright, perfect. Easy peasy.
Man teaches his daughter to shave her beard. If that makes sense to you, keep buying Gillette.
I mean, I don't know. If my daughter has a beard, shave it, dude. It's all cool.
But if you've had enough of the woke bullshit, and you're tired of paying companies like Harry's and Gillette to hate you...
Okay, and then we go like, alright, masculinity. I have a funnier... is with thick honey satire. Ooh, okay. What's this anyways? I was just going over this dumb razor commercial that I seen, which like, most certainly, he like got it. He like got his audience, but I just don't know why it was like advertised to me. I was watching, I think, like H3 podcast, maybe Hassan or something, and they were advertising this, and I was like, this is like not the right demographic for this. You know what I mean? I feel like it should be like, shotgun tool review or like Bud Light review. You know, it should be like something to fucking preface something like that. How to fucking load a gun. Like, you know? I don't even know if I've watched this whole thing. Damn, this is a long ass ad.
You can buy my new razor instead.
So, that's all it is, basically. He goes on to just
actually make you look more like me.
Oh my god, actually just watch this part too, because I was just like, okay.
Could make you look more like this guy, though. And that's the most homoerotic moment you'll ever get from a Jeremy's Razor commercial.
Alright, how was that? No, but okay. Like, is touching a man's shoulder homoerotic? I don't think so. Sometimes I wish I could see what it was like on the other side to like know like when you're supposed to laugh. You know what I mean?
What kind of
no idea, no clue. Agreed.
Razor? I don't know. How about cowboys, firefighters, those guys that shot Osama bin Laden?
Masculinity. Such masculine jobs, all dirty and filthy. It's like, why even bother shaving?
No, none of those guys have ever even heard of a Jeremy's Razor, but
he just needs bread. Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll be honest, I'm surprised nobody has done this previously. I mean, hell, they have like men's wipes, man wipes for men. It's in a black package. It's for men because it's in a black package, or sometimes a black and red package, and you know it's for men because it says man on it. And then the fucking smells are like steel, or mowing the lawn, or Black Thunder, or you know what I mean? Like, wait, I've just realized. Okay, go off. They do know their audience. They think they look like, but 9% of people who look so ripped and shredded are dirty leftists and do not need 7 figures to keep their wives not miserable. Dude, exactly. Exactly. The same idea of this, like, they're not hyper masculine anymore. It's like, okay, well, how many... I don't know what term. I don't know if I feel like I should just say conservative. I think conservative would be the best all-encompassing term, I guess, until I hear something better. So let's go with conservative. But it's like, it's never like that whenever I find, like, when I find conservative people, it's not like they're like this fucking epitome of hyper masculinity. It's like, dude, you kind of don't give me that, you know? It's like the same people that are like, men are fucking ripped, and men are over 6 feet tall, and men are going to have full fucking beards, and like cowboys are masculine, and they know how to fight and handle guns. And it's like, bro, you were like the like walking epitome of not any of that energy. Just because you hold those beliefs doesn't mean that you fucking function the same way. Like the same people I feel like do, then you should literally only be eating fucking chicken rice and going to the gym 24/7. Oh, yeah. I've just realized that you have a reward for hot tub stream. If you do that or someone buys it, I unfollow. Bro, you see how expensive that is? There's no way in hell somebody's going to get that. Like, maybe if I held more, like, predictions and people could bet more, then I feel like that could be a little bit more possible. But, like, that ain't happening. I don't need to get this fucking demonetized. Anyway, you guys get the energy. Basically, it's just like, men. Manhood. Men shave. I'm gonna be aggressive. But also, don't tempt them. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I know how many channel points people have, and they are nowhere near that. Usually my shotguns are what end up getting the points back down anyway. I am. So, anyway. I don't like this commercial. Also, What kind of man needs glasses? It's like you have inferior eyesight. What the fuck's up with that? It's just dumb things, right? I'm surprised that's not a thing. It's like men don't need glasses. Men just see good. One with bad eyesight. I'm just saying it's not that masculine if you have bad eyesight.
Trouble. Conservative.
It's just that far-fetched. It's like the same idea where it's like, you drink soy milk? Soy boy. How beta. It's like, yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna see what you posted because I'm curious. I'm curious. What? What is this gonna be? Oh no! Oh no! I'm curious to see where this is gonna land. All right, I'm here for it. Okay. It's good? All right, awesome. Oh dang, this is kind of an old video.
What's wrong?
They're trying to make gay marriage legal.
Oh no!
Oh my god. What's going to happen to our marriage?
That's the right question. Think about it, man on man is the manliness, so I am more masculine than they will ever be. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, you know? So I'm not in the shower. I just got it out after waiting. Oh, understandable. Understandable. That's what, see, this is what I've been saying all along. Bros screw bros. It's like, then you can just like, what? Like, extra encourage your testosterone then? Mixing the testosterone for extra alpha testosterone? Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know.
But I don't want to get a divorce or marry a woman.
Oh no. How they're gonna force them all to do it.
I know. How do these gays want to destroy our civilization?
Oh, the whole thing.
I'm so scared.
I don't know how they can keep a straight face filming this. Oh my god.
Mommy, Daddy, if gay people are allowed to get married, will you still love me?
That reminds me of that song, Ella. Actually, that's exactly what it reminds me of. Got my dick in a box. I mean, technically, couldn't you just sell it on a black market and make bank? It's an I'm sure it's more elaborate than that, but I'm sure someone would be happy. Also, Iron Hand. Hello, hello. How you doing, lad? First they're gonna legalize it, and then next it's like, what's gonna happen to the children? My poor ribs, I knew it was satire the moment I saw the dude's entrance, but it still cracks me up every time. This is honestly exactly what I think they have to be figuring it to be, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, good luck. Oh, dude. Good luck. I thought it was, good luck, have fun. Shuffle fuck. Okay, I like, okay.
Let's just hope it doesn't come to that.
Help keep straight couples from getting divorced and hating their children. Oppose gay marriage. Paid for by the coalition of people whose lives are ruined whenever other people are treated equally.
Love that. Love that. Basically, yeah. What? No, they're gonna be treated fairly. What? Hold on. Hold on. I'm not fucking with that. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. Anyway, so I think it's My immersion! Hell yeah! Now, this room is real. And I never broke the immersion ever. Oh, this one too? Alright, alright, alright. God damn, it's so pixely. Sorry. Alright. We'll do a condom commercial. Alright, we'll throw a condom commercial in, and then I'll hold to see what everybody's feeling for the Jubilee. Oh, wear a condom. Don't have kids. Kids are like this. Is that what I'm? Is that what I'm getting here? Yeah. Use condoms. You see this? Do you want this in your life? Not worth it.
Zazu condoms. Fun, sexy, safe.
You know what? They got it. They got their point. Okay. I appreciate that. Oh. We're going down a rabbit hole. We're not going down the rabbit hole. We're not going down the rabbit hole. Okay. So, the options that we had. Watch what I sent on the Discord. Alright, alright. I'll check it out. I'll see. What is happening here?
Drip check!
What is that?
Drip check!
Bro, I don't... Too much. Too much. Okay, Jubilee videos. It's funny, honestly, it hurt my ears. If I'm gonna be real with you, but I'll probably check it out after stream. Because, that's what I do. Alright, our 3 options for videos to dive into today were... Fat versus fit influencers, finding a common ground. So I'm going to imagine it's people who are like different ideas on health or whatever. LGBTQ versus Christians, or liberal teens versus conservative parents. I was scrolling some. I snorted like a pig. Understandable. Me too. When shit really gets me. Versus Christians. We like the LGBT versus Christians over liberal versus conservative, teens versus parents. You know, I feel like this protein shake don't taste as good as I remember them tasting. Whatever. Gotta get the gains in. Alright. I'm gonna opt for the LGBT versus Christians. Mostly because I'm really curious what kind of topics they have. I would also argue can't you be Christian and LGBT? So that's what I'm a little confused about. But we'll tackle that. We'll see how this video goes. 'Cause I'm curious what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go with this. This sound peachy keen for everybody? Most anti-LGBT Christians never read a Bible. Cherry picking or have read too much of the Bible and are cherry picking. That's the only, I think, logical reason I've certainly found. So, let's start from the beginning and see how it goes. And I figure if I end up getting bored of this, I might switch it up and play a little Bloodlines or something later, but we'll see. I feel like whenever I watch videos, we end up being able to go on rants for a while. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Can LGBTQ and Christians see eye to eye? We will see.
This is a physical manifestation of love. This is glorious and beautiful, and any God which denies me for this, I don't want to have a part of.
Christians have always been cherry picking. They should eat cherries instead of fishes. Oh my god, yes. Oh, also, do you guys like my new chat bubbles? I don't know if you noticed, but I feel like they look way more cleaner than before. Alright, you're brought members of traditional marriages. Oh, okay. Members of traditional marriage and LGBTQ plus communities together to spark dialogue about differences and similarities. Okay. Sounds good. Oh, actually, before we do this, let me change the stream title. How do you even spell crit? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. People just by their actions, whatever means, are at their disposal. It's been with our species long. The religions that the practices spawn. 'Tis true. Alright. Go off, you guys. Go on.
On the left.
Alright, we have a girl with blue hair. Not judging, but I feel like that was certainly a good token character.
Left-hand side, can I have my LGBT folks? On the right-hand side, can I have my conservatives?
I should have guessed. Do you think that would have been more fun if I would have guessed who's LGBT versus not LGBT?
There are times when I feel uncomfortable expressing my views around sexuality.
Present day? Not anymore. Being younger? Certainly. Because obviously people are going to be judgmental. I actually despise Christians and Christianity, but I might be biased because they were supposed to good, but just by the destruction of my culture. That is valid. That's completely valid. One, being not ever raised in it, it's like, I just kind of view it more as like a cult than anything else, or an outdated ideal to either explain, like, science-proven phenomenons in the world, or, I guess, people having no other good reason to have any sort of moral compass than the fear of the afterlife that they think may or may not exist. Either way, I'm not necessarily sure if the pros outweigh the cons in terms of, like, extremist Christians or not. But that is a very good point, Dance. And then they just tweak it, right? They just pick and choose what works for the time at hand. Some fucking quotes about that too are just... Ugh. And all the flavors of the sex are spreading like wildfire. Oh, really? Interesting. I feel like I'm sheltered enough where I just... Like, I don't know anyone that's super religious, so I sometimes, like, forget that it's, like, a prevalent thing. I just, like, assume it's just dying out. I wonder why that is.
I get uncomfortable primarily because the bromance of, like, well, there's two girls, who's the boy? And then it really just breaks the ice as it's like, there isn't supposed to be a boy. That's why we're there.
Got him. Got you.
To break the ice with the comedic deflection, which I've learned is a self-defense mechanism, right?
Interesting.
I come from a very conservative community, and so...
Think about it this way, the religions that were not able to adapt and recently connect to the empathetic world have died out. I mean, I guess even now you could probably see this, like, statistical rates, right? How you can see a lot of them just starting to slowly wean down. As like younger and younger generations are slowly like adopting it less and less.
So, you know, it just wasn't talked about. The people I've had the most conversation with about are actually my family, which is really weird because I came out to my parents because my dad was going to be leading the protests at the Pride Festival that my boyfriend wanted me to go to.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oof. Oof. He's gonna be an interesting character to dive more into. Dang. Okay. All right. I feel like I should have expected a conservative side to go up, but for some reason I just, like, I don't know. It's like if your belief system caused you to feel repressed, then like why continue with that belief system?
So,
I'm a pastor as well. I'm also
Okay.
a community leader in Boyle Heights, and in that community there's a large LGBTQ presence, so there's that fear of really coming out and say what I believe, because
You're scared to say what you believe because, okay.
I do love everybody, and I don't want to be pushed to the side just because I have a certain feeling about, you know, any topic really.
I don't know if I would agree with that though. I feel like I can't tell if he knows that it's wrong or if he's just like, other people don't agree with me and I don't want to be pushed to the side. And it's like, well, if you love everybody, then shouldn't you not have judgmental takes? Because I feel like that's kind of judgy. I don't know. I would never say that I love everybody, so who am I? They're all flavors of apostles, bishops, oracles, prophets. People are opening churches. Reason money because they didn't get agreed with the teaching. It's worse than wildfire because wildfire serves a purpose and brings rebirth. This is a gangrene leaving people poor and yeah. How does that work? Is it taxed over there? Is like churches, or is it kind of like over here where they aren't taxed at all? Also, her take. You know what? That's the best way to be. Just fucking open up to it, be open-minded, and be like, hey, yo, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. Aren't taxed. Okay, just checking. I figured, but I was just checking.
I just wanted to say too, and you know, it's not the beliefs that sometimes I have a problem with, or I think people have a problem with in general.
She looks like a video game character, and I'm really here for it. She's distracting me just because I'm like, damn, she looks like a video game character. All right, go on.
Just like the actions from the beliefs. So like, it's okay to have beliefs, but if we like can be loving in our beliefs and you know how our actions come from those beliefs, and like, I love that we're having this conversation, you know, like trying to breach those, like build a bridge.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think that's a good point. I think that's why I'm pro-choice over pro-life, because I'm pro people should have the choice to make their own decisions. So in that case, you could be maybe like, hey, that's not my forte, but I support that you have the right to choose and make choices in your own life. But they're not doing that. Infinite and unconditional until it comes out of a believer's mouth. Yeah.
Some sins are worse than others.
Well, that would depend on what your idea is of a sin.
In the eyes of...
I almost would say no, because I just don't like... Sin. You know what? Like, give me a definition. Give me a definition of sin, because I don't... An immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law. What's divine law? Divine law is a body of law that is perceived as deriving from a transcendent source, such as the will of God or gods. What if you just don't believe in sins, then? Against religion. I mean, again, I can understand morality, I suppose. But even that seems loose.
You know, of the God I worship, I believe that any sin separates us from him because he's holy and pure. But at the same time, I think there are certain sins.
What even defines sins? I don't even get that. It's just your interpretation of what isn't a sin. Why does it take some fucking old-ass dead guy to write a book thousands of years ago for you to have a moral compass?
Greater consequences.
Yeah, I resonate with that. For me, it would be, killing another human is the worst. That's it. Also, it Venn diagrams into abortion. Taking the life of another is huge.
Can I ask you two this? Do you all see homosexuality as a sin?
Yes.
And if so, where on that scale?
Oh, I am curious to see. I am curious to see how bad it is. Like, where does homosexuality fare in full-on just murder? Or, like, what if somebody unalives themselves, since that's also considered a sin? What? And I don't know where in the book they fucking describe how, like, one sin is worse than another, if they all agree that. Wouldn't that be up to personal interpretation?
I don't think a homosexual tendency or an attraction to somebody of the same gender is a sin. I think that's a natural feeling.
No, it's not. Okay, you know what? Actually, maybe somebody needs to correct me here. Don't get me wrong. Is it a natural tendency to have those feelings? Because I was under the impression that it's not a natural feeling, which then would give me the impression that maybe he's a little bit more fluid than he would consider. It's like the idea of it being a choice, right? It's like, so you like both, you're just choosing to ignore that part. Right? Are subject to much interpretations. For example, according to divine law, piercings of any kind, ears included, tattoos of any kind, clothes made from single fabric, are all solid arguments that throw you into the pit. Cherry picking Christianity's. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I just needed to have it. The term natural is loaded. Well, he says natural feeling, and I guess, like, my interpretation is, like, does everybody feel that way? Does everybody have homosexual tendencies? Or, like, attraction to the same gender that way? That's what I'm... Hard to say. I'm not hetero and, like... You know what I mean? So I don't... I dig everybody, so I guess to be uptight like he is, I'm just confused where he's coming from. Maybe the other side would give me a little bit more.
The same gender.
He's laughing. See, that's why I'm like, he has to be thinking what I'm thinking. Like, oh yeah, you think everyone feels that way?
Is a sin. I think that's a natural feeling.
I don't.
I think when you start engaging in a lifestyle and you act upon that tendency, then because it goes against what I believe God designed, then I think that's clearly a sin.
I just don't believe in sin because I feel that
that's what I was thinking.
Being punitive about things can like make you repress things.
Right.
And, like instinctually I was like, but not acting on them would be a sin. Like that's how it feels for me. Like being dishonest to myself, that feels wrong.
Only thing that are part of the 4 F's are natural. Fearing, feeding, fighting, fucking. Here's an easier question to ask. Could you perform oral on someone of the same biological sex and enjoy it? That's a better card than passing contextual or situational attraction. Well, when they say attraction, I feel like that's different than being like, that person's good looking. So you can be like, that person is attractive, but I don't feel attraction towards them. Right? And so it's like, what? He said it weird. In that case, yeah, they probably would have had a much clearer question. But it also just made me think that, like, he has in the past had those urges, which I was like, I might be wrong, but usually if you're hetero, then that's not, like, part of it. But then we would also dive into, like, the theories around, like, homoromanticism and stuff, right?
At some point in my life, I was taught that sex is wrong.
No.
I guess, like, within the
The 4 F's. The 4 F's.
context, sex is bad outside the context of marriage.
And so I guess that's how I identified with the question.
I had a very strong religious upbringing, and
I can tell. I'm sorry, dude.
And I ended up doing a lot of self-harm, and I ended up doing a lot of things just to try and cope with these urges that when I finally gave into them, I went, this is a physical manifestation of love. This is glorious and beautiful, and any God which denies me for this, I don't want to have a part of.
Fucking yes. Get it. Get it, dude. Thank you. I can't. All right.
Because whatever this is I know for a fact to be a truth.
Humans like to contextualize and rationalize. Even if a dude would give them some bomb-ass head, they wouldn't be able to separate the pleasure from the attraction. I guess, like, to me, I just, my experience is probably different, right? Like, I usually don't find people very, like, I don't, like, find people attractive just at, like, face value. I'm not like, I have an attraction to them at face value. I just don't, I don't think I've ever had that. Usually I get to know people first, which is also why I'm, like, literally, I don't have any preferences, unless it's, like, personality preferences. Maybe people should work better on trying to conceptualize things, because, I don't know, they just sound repressed, I guess. And I don't... How confusing. It's just like a glory hole, right? You just... you can just indicate whether... That felt good.
Because it is the nature of love.
Yeah,
right.
Just responding to your story, it makes me sad to hear that that you decided to hurt yourself.
Because you feel like there's no other options, and that maybe the only way to get out or to feel something or release some sort of emotion is to do that. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks that we would have everything formed around a belief system that makes people feel like that's their only option.
Yeah, I still hold on to what I believe are my beliefs.
It's almost like if you're not hurting anybody, then it's cool. And it's like, even if I think you're an incompetent human, you still have the right to do things.
But at the same time, I wish there was a better way for you to talk to someone and to process and to think through reconciling how you feel with like what you may have been taught or have read through scripture.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is I think there's a lot of cultural baggage, I think.
I mean, wasn't the point was how you were taught the scripture made him feel like he was repressed and couldn't express anything? I had partners asking about the 6 times. Inconvenience by my answer. Correlate attraction to pleasure. Oh, really? Huh. Inconvenienced by my answers as they attempt attraction to pleasure. I mean, they are not always synonymous, of course. I don't have much for experience, so I don't know if I can necessarily, like, relate on that ideal, but, like... No, actually, I get what you mean. Sometimes it's like, this shit just doesn't click, even though, like, I thought I was into you before. I don't know. The differences are not, like, that fucking extreme to me.
Around Christianity that isn't necessarily...
But why were they inconvenienced, per se?
Inherently part of any biblical Christianity.
Hold on. Christianity that isn't inherently part of biblical Christianity. What is Christianity if it's not biblical?
Any biblical Christianity.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Even though I grew up in a Christian family, I don't recall ever being told that sex was wrong or it was a bad thing.
I would also argue that maybe they just didn't want to talk about sex at all. At least that's what I've noticed. So maybe it was like, you should just know, like, it's just like a common sense thing, you should just know what it is without ever outlining it, but...
I think I grew up with the understanding that sex is a beautiful thing. It was given to us as a gift to enjoy.
If I had more of a good time with someone of the other gender, they would see it as a failure of some being passive. Oh! okay, I guess, so my theory with that, right, is that I don't feel like the gender affects it. It's just like a person-to-person basis. You're not going to be like, I mean, some people might be, but that seems just like vague. That's just because they're petty. That's fair. That's fair. Like, if I was gonna say like my own experiences, I would just say it literally depends on the person. Their gender doesn't really play a role in that. It kind of just depends like on the person. Also how good they are at listening to what you dig. That seems like, I feel like you can't like chalk it up to just like this whole group and this whole group though. That seems quite limity. But I'm also fruity, so
there's a place where it's been designed for, a place where we can enjoy it, and there's a place where it's detestable in the sight of the creator, the one who gave it to us.
I just don't like the idea that anything's really detestable.
I don't like the, why would God give someone a prostate gland if it's detestable? It's almost like he gave us like two functions to get off that works for both genders. Riddle me that. Be glad someone never asked you during. What the fuck? That's a horrible way to, that's like a, that is not the time. That is not the time. That's like something that you ask, I feel, prior or like very after. Even then, I can't really figure out how to... That's not it. That's not the right time. I don't feel like that, like, I feel like no matter how you answer, if that's what they're thinking about, it's going to be off-putting, right? But no, why is it detestable? Y'all got prostate glands. Don't even lie to me.
You know what I mean? So I just don't like...
And if it's an option, why? How is it detestable? Why?
Did you say that even sex for you within certain contexts is detestable?
Why? What?
Right, like if it's non-consensual, like...
Okay. Are we talking about assault? What the fuck is his, hold on. What's his, hold on. Let me hear his point out first. Let me try.
It is detestable, right? Like if it's non-consensual, like that's pretty detestable.
Yeah,
right?
agreed.
So even
but
in that
the things
context,
that I consent to are, I think, not like that. I have.
But you're consenting, so that's like the same like, okay, so you're, bruh, I had a power cut. What? No, Ella, no. Why? What happened? So okay. I don't think that sex can be detestable. Well, what if you were assaulted? Well, yeah, because I didn't consent to it. So some forms can be. Yeah, so like, are you referring to like assaulted? That happens in like hetero cases too. What is their argument? My Xbox blew a fuse from overheating? No. I've had the same problem, if I'm gonna be honest with you. You on, which one are you on? One? The new one? Which Xbox?
Control over if it's non-consensual.
Been on for 15 minutes. You need to give that bitch some air, dude. Gotta get 1X. Okay. I met this crazy deist in Lion once. He was kind of an absurdist, and basically his take was that the universe was a perfect creation of one or multiple gods, so anything that would be distasteful or unpleasant to them shouldn't be possible. So basically the universe was fucked up from a human point of view. The universe was perfect from a divine point of view, and he didn't give a shit about both because he had a life to live. That is such an interesting way to just not give a fuck. That's very okay. You know? I wonder what brought them to that point. That's so, Sorry, you got my brain thinking for a bit. I would say that people who intentionally collect STDs are detestable. You know what? That's fair. If you're, yeah. What if they tell them first? before they bone someone. So they're like, hey, you want to trade like fucking Pokemon cards with each other? You give me a little herpes, I'll get a little of a clap. Is that the same thing? I don't know. He's a med student, so he must have seen some shit. Oh my god, yeah. That just sounds like a whole mash of things. Good lord, oof. Well, I mean, at least there's some sort of freedom, I guess, to that belief.
Should people honor the pronouns others wish to be called?
1,000,000 fucking yes. 1,000,000% yeah, of course, yes.
The pronouns others wish to be called.
Oh, hesitation's enough.
I'm all for this. Like, I identify as they. People don't consider it, and I think that like having these conversations.
I'm sorry, I
about
didn't
how
realize.
people want to identify is like really important in a way that we can move things forward.
I will say, as long as somebody is trying to identify someone properly, I get that naturally at first. It can be a bit hard to adjust to that, but like.
Yeah, if you're gonna like, hey, if you.
To consciously be like, hey, I know you identify as a they, but I will continue to make sure I correct myself and refer to you as an incorrect pronoun means that you're a dick.
You don't use whatever, you're gonna get fined or whatever. Like that's, I'm not a big fan of that.
Those are conversations between us, though,
but
right?
like,
yeah.
But otherwise, it's just being respectful.
Yeah, it's just respect.
Oh, the pronoun police.
That's it. It's literally just, if I want to be called this, I should be as such. I hate this argument too. If I fucking walk up to somebody and I'm like, hey, my name's Ashley, you're not gonna fucking know and you're gonna refer to me as such. So really it's just what you perceive me to be, right?
So for me, I never correct people because many times people do confuse me as sir. I don't, it doesn't faze me. However,
I would agree.
I'm born in a female body. I'm a she.
I'll be honest, I thought that she was a sir when I first saw her. Or they, whichever. What is God's pronouns? Him? Why? Because he made Adam in his image? So God has extra ribs? Maybe.
There are times where my
Get plot twisted.
said, oh, my boyfriend is and that just because of their...
Oh, because it makes it easier? That's fair. So I say partner, but I just say partner for everything. I don't think, like, whether they're, like, a lady or a sir, I just say partner.
Comfort zone. They don't want to have to deal with...
Hydrate. You right, Dance. You right.
The whole like social stigma.
So you're comfortable with them presenting you as a male?
It doesn't faze me.
Really?
It doesn't faze me at all because my identity and my expressions are masculine.
Okay.
And I've come to the terms and the realization that I don't need to chop up my body into different pieces to fit in the social little box that is man. If you want to address me, you can address me as he or she or them or girl Becky with the good hair or Beck. Yeah. It doesn't, as long as the term is respectful,
okay,
I will take it.
I mean, I stood back just because it's a
You know what? I like that. I like that. To be fair, I would guess I would have to agree. When I was younger, sometimes, I think a few times I was confused as being a sir. And I don't think I cared literally at all. Like, whatever. I can still be hot as a dude. Still, though.
The topic, because with language is powerful, and so when somebody who I would consider female wants to be called a male.
So it's just what you yourself perceive them to be, which is what you would then want to... Okay.
I would want to probably...
So if there's a man that's feminine, would you then just call them what you perceive them as, or what?
I respect that, but I still firmly believe that, you know, they're like God created there to be man and a woman, and
well, okay. I don't even think there's anything to say about this part. Like, yeah, kind of a dumb take, but like, fair enough.
I would like to sit down and talk to that person in depth before leaning one way or the other. Yeah.
But I think like focusing more on like building a relationship instead of just like grilling someone. Why do you feel? You know what I mean? Like just trying.
What's
to connect,
wrong with you? Like why?
Yeah, like let me sit down.
Just dissect you like.
So you are the pronoun police.
Yeah. America.
That felt a little cringy, and they didn't give me a good reason why they wouldn't want to call someone by their pronouns.
is heading in the right direction when it
It's
comes to
progress.
inclusion and diversity.
They're making progress, I guess. Actually, you know what? I guess, yeah. What's the right direction to progress?
For me, it's more like the youth are headed in like inclusion and
that is a
diversity,
good
and
viewpoint.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's
Slowly
the
but
institutions
surely.
of power. I think the youth are really moving our culture forward, and like it's encouraging to see.
I would agree.
No,
You know, I don't have as much shit talking to do about this video. This one's not as crazy, like, controversial. I feel like I'm like, no, like, I'm digging it and, like, I'm into it. So far, I don't have too much, and, like, the Christians' takes, for the most parts, are already kind of, like, general anyway.
I can't imagine what it's like to not be able to be who I am and having to hide. So I think it's good in that sense that people finally are living in a world where...
What's it like to not feel like you have to hide, though? That's so cool. That must be so nice.
I can be who I am, and I don't...
That's so nice. You don't feel like you get ostracized or criticized or, like, shamed just because somebody looks at you or perceive you to be a different than them.
I have to be ostracized, and I can be included. And the
That's
reason
so- that's
why
so
I
nice.
stepped in is because...
Lucky you.
You know, I have certain values that I think are from God, and so that's why I hesitated a little bit on, do I come forward or not?
Well, and I have a question, because I'm curious where the sanctity of your marriage comes in. Like, if you can only get married to a woman because you and God and that woman have a relationship that is perfect for you, I'm curious how that affects who we can marry.
Yeah. I don't think the job of a Christian, for example, is to get people to behave in a certain moral way that's in line with what the Bible says.
So you agree with gay marriage?
I wouldn't be one to say, you can't marry another guy, or you can't marry another girl. I would say, first of all, God loves you, you know?
And didn't they also say that you should abide by laws? And don't they trump, like, biblical?
God loves you.
Yeah, so specifically talking about, like, Prop 8. When Prop 8 came out, I was completely against it. I thought it was
Alright, I'll hear him out.
foolish
Bread.
and quite ignorant. And by many churches supporting Prop 8, we basically told the gay community that...
Yeah, that you don't support them, you don't agree with them, you don't like them. Basically a bunch of negative shit,
We don't care about you, we don't care about how you feel, what you think love is. We're just going to mandate that you can't marry who you say you want to marry.
Right. Frosty! Hello, Frosty. How you doing, lad?
Yeah, we became adversaries, and
Good.
The
Good.
church, I think,
It's almost like ostracizing people and treating them poorly, like, is not the answer. So
lost a great position in saying and coming to people's...
we all said the same shit about interracial marriage, and before that, people, the opposite brands of Christians, were that about people. Oh yeah, completely, abso-fucking-lutely, Dance, abso-fucking-lutely. Gotta do homework, understandable. You get that work done. Any religion that didn't have the tenets to allow it to adapt to our modern world is already dead. Still watching. Oh, I get you. Thank you. We're seeing the death throes of the rest right now as freedom of information dissolves the remaining belief. Freedom of information really is a beautiful thing, but yeah, no, you're completely right, Dance. It's like, y'all just hate fucking everything until enough people are like, you're wrong, and then they're like, damn it, we're gonna lose everybody if we keep fucking being shitty. I guess we'll cave and allow them in so we can still get money from those people. Gosh. Ooh, I don't think I've ever had that kind of bread, actually, Dance.
saying, like, we love you.
You should.
People should have the right to...
No. Sorry. I took that as age, and I was concerned and scared. Bro, what the fuck put you in the internet and the internet goes? No! No. Hey, my phone makes, okay.
To have sex with anyone they want.
Anyone? Okay. Yeah. All right. Consensually, right?
All right.
Consensually.
I went by age. If you mean by legal,
anyone
and consensual.
Okay. Yes. in the term anyone except children.
Yeah.
As humans,
Right.
and as
If you're adult and you both consent, then I don't care.
creatures of a divine spirit, we have
Why
the
would
right
I?
to follow our instincts and our sexual urges without punishing ourselves for, wanting a woman or wanting a man. And
Right.
So yeah, anyone
And anyone in
has the
between.
right to
Protected classes for a reason. Exactly.
consensual love making.
So
I'm curious if they're just gonna go against why they didn't step up. Because besides those two outliers, which are already
the reason why I stepped back, and you guys would agree with me, but
okay.
When I was 9 years old, I was touched by a family member.
Which is why we said not children.
By,
And now you're a main guy in a church. Not making assumptions. Go on. I'm just saying that sometimes bad things can repeat themselves. But go on. And funniest thing about Americans is about how racist people from the same colors can be like, you haven't seen hate. African East Asian. Oh no. Honestly, when it comes to that, I've definitely been very sheltered. But you're right. You're right. I have not been exposed to that.
and so, that's I can't step forward when that question is asked. And I know you guys wouldn't agree with that, and that's you preferred at the very beginning that, if as long as consensual and not kids, but that was
I'm just saying
my experience, and
not a good experience. Who did it?
Yeah.
Was it a church person?
Sorry about that.
No, I resonate with that as well. I mean, I was as well, and it wasn't a family member, thank God. However, it was still enough of a tumultuous problem that even when I came out as a lesbian, I wondered if it had to do with that instant. It definitely brought up, and that's why it was the first thing that I said, because...
Interesting.
One is innocent and doesn't know. Yeah. Absolutely.
We didn't explore that topic very much, did we? Did everyone kind of universally agree then?
I believe in a higher power.
No. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't deny it, but
I'd love to hear from your perspective why you believe in a higher power.
I mean, the household I was raised in.
I went to deep rural Italy, be on the tourist traps. I can't pass as a I don't know. That's so amazing to me that it just exists everywhere. I'm not worldly traveled at all, so my knowledge and experience of that is none. But historically, why? I guess that's my question. Is there some historical BS that I'm not aware of that gives reason as to why people are still bigots in so many other areas? I don't.
Why not?
Also, having to fucking give somebody the stink eye when they're fucking far away from you. It's can you fuck off, bro?
The analogy of one cannot see love, one cannot see air, and it's still there. And started going to more clergymen and wanting to understand exactly, my ways of being in the image of a greater creator, understanding I wasn't a mistake.
I don't have much opinions on a higher power.
There is a higher source. There's definitely.
I think it's just a hard thing to agree with unless you're told as a small child that it's something that is real and exists.
That have nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the big.
I'm sure that there might be outside things, I guess, but
I think for me, I was also raised in a very strong.
Everyone was raised in a very religious background. I'm curious about the girl because I feel like she would not have been, but I could be wrong.
And just as I cannot deny this part of me that is the way I express love, I'd be
Blue
dishonest
human.
if I said that when I sat down and I prayed and I listened, I didn't hear.
Oh no, it's time for the heathen. You have to stop.
No. You are no mistake.
I resonate with some of the things you said too. Like, I do believe in a higher power. I just don't believe in like.
Right. Like, I'm sure there's other things outside of me, but
Typical higher power, and I also like highly believe in science. So I'm like, I believe in gravity as a higher power. I believe in like entropy as a, you know, like things that are out of our control and stuff. And I want to always keep searching and always keep questioning and like always trying to find like as
oh yeah,
much
okay.
love as possible, I guess. And I believe in other people's gods too. Like
I mean, religion can be interesting, but I like learning about a
I
broad
believe in
range
that
of the
for y'all,
religion.
you know what I mean? Like if that's what.
Is there a higher power? If you summarize the percentage of knowledge existing in this universe, we do not know nearly enough to make such a binary claim. That's why whenever like religion's brought up, I usually just go with agnostic. It's like I'm not like fucking an all-knowing like essence where I would be able to tell you whether it is or is not. But I don't have any real like objectives behind it. Mordico, hello Mordico, how's it going? Former city-states, former kingdoms, former satellite towns, grudges from centuries ago. Uniting Italy was a struggle across history before the rise of there's a god me. From old blood, old hatred, old distance. Fight the party. Jeez. It's just so weird how it's just all over like that, you know? Holy shit, look what I'm I'll check it out. I'll check Discord out after the stream. For real. Also, alright, Mordico. Alright. Thank you for the insight, Dance.
Makes you a better person and makes you feel
that makes
more
sense.
yourself and feel more love. Like, I believe in that, you know? But I can't say that I believe it for myself because I don't know. I don't want to cast all my eggs in one basket. Yeah.
Sounds agnostic.
Guys, thank you.
Sounds agnostic then.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll get it.
I'm so sweaty.
Oh dang, look at all those camps set up. Greetings. How's it going? How's it hanging? Alright, honestly, this video, not too shabby. I don't have too much to say about it. There was nothing that like really riled me up. It seemed kind of like blasé, if I'm gonna be real. Maybe liberal teens versus conservative parents could be a little bit more fascinating. I do wonder how that would go. Or pro versus anti-abortion. Which one are we feeling? Nope. No. Let's go with the liberals versus conservatives. What a good reaction. Oh, that cracks me up. Sam Harris on the definition. That sounds familiar. Is there a pro versus free healthcare? Aww. You know, that would be kind of an interesting one, eh? Let me see. There might be. Universal healthcare, right? No. Ben Shapiro owns it? No. Is it a right or a luxury? TED Talks? Meh. Do miracle healings exist? Liberal versus conservative, pro versus vaccine hesitancies. Modern world moment, not having free healthcare still blows my mind. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the area, I guess. I mean, I've never experienced it, but I would imagine being in a place where it's like, that's all we've ever known. How about body positivity and fitness enthusiasts? What about something like that? But no, I don't see anything on healthcare. It's just like, I mean, I seen some shit about like, I don't want to watch Ben Shapiro. I can't do that. Ben Shapiro can't do it. Sorry. Will not. So yeah, which one we feeling? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe liberal versus conservative parents. Cause I'm curious to see what kind of topics they're gonna go over. Everyone says we're quite good. Alright, alright, alright. I mean, I guess we could also pro-gun meet school shootings. What? Is that an actual video? I mean, if it's not, it should be, dude. Oh, mass shooting survivors versus NRA members? You want to go about that? Or pro-gun versus anti-gun? Which one are we feeling? I'll go with the top. Versus NRA members? There are a couple of good Ben Shapiro edits videos where he owns himself supercuts or something. Oh no! Oh no. Yikes, I collect guns, but the NRA is fucked up. National Rifle Association? I'll be honest, I don't know much about the National Rifle Association. But
Hey guys, just really quick.
I certainly could see how this could be interesting. Yeah, totally. We can watch this. I'm into it. I'm not overly educated on the topic. I think people should be smarter about guns, but there's also like... I think people should have the right to also have them. Like... NRA's broke and held by the balls by the IRS, plus they lost their Russian donators. Doesn't he look so fucking cool? I did not check it. The day that was abolished, the NRA came into life with almost the same exact member base. Oh no.
Quick one, I'll let you know this video contains graphic descriptions of violence involving firearms. And also, when we filmed this episode, it was a while back, and we were taking all the necessary safety precautions regarding COVID at that time. This is an important topic, so let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah, this is gonna probably be a lot more educational than anything. Does not even care about gun owners. Oh, you.
I know for the rest of my life when I have kids, I'm gonna be worried that they might experience the same things that I have.
I don't live in the States though, so not something I think about. I mean, some of our laws are weird, right? Like, it's like you can't buy a rifle from the store, but when you turn 18 or whatever, you can just get a rifle from your friends. So, like, some of it's kind of odd. American gun laws are also weird. They're so weird. Why is it like, I can get it from my friend, but I'm not old enough to buy it from the store? Like, you're essentially saying they can, they just gotta fucking jump through a couple extra hoops. In Canada, you need a license and all that. I'm pretty sure I can just buy one off, like, the internet. I feel like that would maybe help people have, like, less guns in circulation if people were required to have a license. It's like anybody can buy a gun and then it's just like, oops, I misplaced it, and then it's like next thing you know,
I was getting ready
they're
to
super
leave
accessible.
the bar. It was just a normal day. I walked in with my friends and I was in my first period class.
I was on the dance floor. He walked in with a gun in hand and started open fire on the bar.
Just kind of.
Yeah, it's strange. You can store them on like here too, but there's a whole process first. Americans has written a right to stand and deliver again. Oh, I was not aware of that. Yeah, personally for me, I've just never really been interested in guns at all. Like, I've looked into like a CPL before, but even then, like, I guess being that I kind of have a history of wanting to, like, oof myself, I was like, yeah, I should probably never have any firearms in the household. So it's not really something I considered. And it sucks because, like, there's some people that are just complete fucking idiots, And there's some people that are smart and like it's locked up and like it's not fucking loaded and like shit is like done correctly. And there's other people they just like keep a fucking like loaded pistol in their closet. And then you have situations it's like, and then my kid got a hold of it. Oh no. It's like, be smart. Failed so weekends because I like, yeah. Like my dad, he had a shit ton of World War II like memorabilia and like a bunch of like weapons, bayonet, stuff like that. Cause my great grandpa was in World War II. But then it all got confiscated. But I understand the anti-gun mindset. I feel like it's just a matter of revisiting some of the policies. But I wouldn't be completely against it, like, 1,000%. I'm not.
Kind of happened in the middle of nowhere.
I just think that policies could be kind of revisited.
Next thing you know, it's...
I don't know, maybe also like a, hey, you have a mental health diagnosis? Maybe not a good idea. Maybe you should get a little evaluation or something.
Massacre going on all around.
Bang, 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 bang. And I just remember like yelling at my teacher like, we need to lock the doors right now, we're in a school shooting.
I ended up running over to the opposite side of the bar. I didn't know where any of my friends were. It was chaos.
Somebody has a gun and they have a motive and there's just not a whole lot you can do besides try to, get away.
Yeah, that's a thing here. You need a mental health eval before you get... Yeah, see, that's not here though. And that's why I'm like... It's just, I don't know. It's same with like, you should be you should have to take classes. Like, do you know how to use it properly? Do you know how to fucking store it properly? I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's just not as much. You hit a certain age and I'm pretty sure you can just be like, hey, yo, I want that, thanks. Take my money. Thank you for a weapon. The typical societal agreement that the state has a monopoly on.
I don't really think much about it. I mean, it's
right?
just another big corporation doing their thing.
Yeah.
I believe in the right to protect yourself, to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. I believe guns are the great equalizer, and unfortunately, sometimes they have to be used.
Anytime there is a mass shooting, it's always, oh, this is the NRA's fault. In fact, the only time the NRA members have been involved in mass shootings is when we're stopping them.
The United States does not have a
Black guns matter? Okay. Yeah, the second amendment paper looks great, giving the power to people and all, but it's made guns accessible to the wrong people. Correct. Yeah.
mass shooting problem. The United States has a mental health.
I wish we just took inspiration and like looked at other countries' policies to see what works and doesn't work in other countries and then try to better implement it here. It's the same mindset as people who support nuclear weapons. Oh no.
Ignorance around the Second Amendment and irresponsibility problem.
You can't look at it in a vacuum. You have to look at the entire history. And in
I don't know. I feel like I fall kind of in like a gray area of this.
this country, every stage where liberty was achieved for a group.
There's just like there's just different ways to go about it, and it's just I don't think in the U.S. we've hit
typically
where it's good.
There was a war that was involved.
I don't personally know anybody who's a member of the NRA. I'm not sure
Me
what they
either.
would say.
Right. NRA promoted gun control legislation in the 2036 with the intent to reduce gun ownership. Of course they have. They're politically active, but they don't want to politicize cases of law-abiding black gun owners, criminals, or person. Plus, they filed for federal bankruptcy and struggle to. Of course they did. It seems like a lot of shit is like that. Believe it, I got another queen. Let's fucking go. What's going on, Ella? What's going on?
Party, everybody.
Yeah, what kind of questions are they gonna ask?
I'm 39 years old. I'm a mom, and I help run my.
She looks like a mom.
Business.
Hi, I'm Hayden. I'm 17, and I'm currently a senior in high school.
My name's Heather. I'm a NRA.
You're so rare, and I've gotten two. Well, good job. Good to hear it.
And I'm just here to have a civil conversation about guns.
My name's John.
Okay.
I work in the software industry, and
with this title, but like, do you think that all the survivors are anti-gun?
I'm a mass shooting survivor.
I'm Dylan, 23 years old, two-time mass shooting survivor.
Ooh.
I'm Taylor. I'm 20 years old. I was at the Borderline Bar and Grill shooting, and I work with old people.
I'm Maj. I'm the founder of Black Guns Matter. Reform scumbag, just trying to do the right thing.
Is that how you open up the sentence? Reformed scumbag, you know.
To defend the natural rights to protect life.
Okay.
I'm 37 years old. I'm an abolitionist.
This feels like it's an Alcohol Anonymous, like, meeting.
Money as a criminal defense attorney.
Can I get my NRA members on the left and my mass shooting survivors on the right?
Okay. Wow, everyone on the right's pretty much the same height. Interesting.
I've lost someone to gun violence.
Yes, I have. Actually. Interesting.
Yeah, so 4 months ago was my school shooting, November 4th.
Wow, that's really recent. Yeah, interestingly enough, my grandpa actually got murdered by some, like, crazy drugged out meth head in a meth lab. And then I'm pretty sure the guy also shot his girlfriend in the leg because the drug dealer's friend was trying to unalive the other guy's son because he's seen what happened.
14 today is actually.
So I wasn't expecting to say yes, but yeah, I guess so. I guess my grandpa got murdered in an event. I'm pretty sure the gun also was not even, like, belonging to the guy who had it either.
The 4-month anniversary. I didn't
Full
know
on
the two
shotgun,
people,
like, sawed off.
who the shooter shot, but I did know the shooter. So I did, in a sense, have a connection to someone who died because he did commit suicide after killing 2 and I believe is injuring 3. So it's just crazy to have to go through that.
Yeah.
I had a cousin who died ultimately of a shotgun. It was an accident. His girlfriend accidentally shot him in the face with a shotgun.
How? How, though?
Yeah, and he lived for 3 or 4 months after that in complete agony and pain. I was, a little kid, so I mean, that was really kind of the first I had heard about something like that, right? And then, of course, with the mass shooting, I didn't know the people personally, but I've heard a number of.
The NRA has 3 courts, including 1 federal court, dismissed their bankruptcy request, threatening to end anonymity of donors and enforce transparency because so much money seemingly vanished into thin air. Oh yeah, so somebody is most certainly pocketing that.
Stories, they all sound like great people.
My most recent was last week. A classmate of mine, he got killed by the LA sheriffs. And then at his memorial service, I ran into my other buddy, Martin, who just got killed. He was in the barbershop. Somebody ran in, shot him last week. And I've had those experiences just constantly pretty much since the high school age.
That just seems crazy. Like, maybe I would know more people if I was more involved.
During the shooting I was at, one of my best friends, he was like my brother, his name was Cody Kaufman. I pulled him out on the dance floor and we were dancing. We're having so much fun because he had just got new jeans that were like 2 sizes too tight, and I had just gotten new boots. And next thing you know, you do one more line dance and it's all over.
I was at the Vegas shooting concert, and then
damn, okay,
as well. I had lost 1 person in Vegas that I had tried to help, and then at Borderline I had lost 8 people that I knew.
He was at both? This stuff's sad, man. I'm sorry, Mordico. You're like, man, I popped in here to have a good time. I was taking requests. We're going into it. But, like, is it an issue if it was half of Congress would be in jail pocketing money from unidentified donors? That may be a cover for trafficking or money. Oh, big brain dance. Big brain. I didn't even go there. No, you're not, Mordico. You are not.
Oh, sorry, not trying to cry. But yeah.
I couldn't imagine being in 2 different
To the
Like-
people, not even just the people here. I think most of the people that's going to be watching, you may know someone that has experienced that. And I think that the key to solving that is finding out where that comes from. If that person took life and then wound up taking it
Oh gosh. Oh god.
their own life,
Preparing for the apocalypse, dude.
pain there. I think in my neighborhood, we just get so numb to
I mean, that's fair. That's kind of like my idea of it is especially just like, it's like in the events, people just have it like readily accessible. They don't lock it up. They keep their shit like loaded for some fucking ungodly reason.
it.
Uh-oh. Right?
I'm so sorry for everyone here. I can't imagine going through it. And I have a question for you. So you're in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you feel safer or less safe being that your whole school is a gun-free zone?
I guess I feel safer, but I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's a gun or if it's a knife.
Oh no, you guys, no. What's even going on with the war lately? I haven't gotten too many updates, but I feel like I seen recently like Facebook, Instagram, like a lot of social media is completely cutting ties with Russia too. This terrible argument, she's so protected in her own
I
head.
think he was gonna do it no matter what.
Do you wish that there was more that you'd be able to have done? It must feel helpless.
It was like I went fight or flight, so my thing was like, I want to fight. I tried to do everything that I possibly.
Also, guns will stop functioning due to the lack of proper cleaning and the lack of bullets. They rust. Interesting. I guess that's another basis of like being educated more on it.
Could with this.
Like if you're going to have arms, there should be way more
Situation
education.
I was in to be able to help.
Like I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know anything about it. I most certainly shouldn't be able to just go to a fucking store and get one.
May
You
not
know.
have been the people in the quad, but it was the people in my class. So my first thing was, how do I make them feel safe? So it was like unplugging a computer cart, putting it up against the door, stacking desks in front of the door, making sure that people couldn't get in. And I was watching like the news on my phone, and you know, I'm not going to tell them that like these people are dead or these people are injured, because that's just going to make it worse.
It will cause everyone to panic. Yeah.
I think that mass shootings are a problem, but I think that a lot of the time we're focusing on the wrong thing when it comes to mass shootings. It is a double-edged sword. We should focus on some sort of gun regulation, but at the same time, the other side of the sword is it's a lot of mental health. I think mental health is our.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like we're on the same point. Then that's what I said.
In the United States, because we don't focus on it enough.
No, not at all.
It seems like the other side tries to push, like, as if you don't care. And I think we care very, very much. People think that, you know, people who own guns just want to shoot things. I mean, personally, I'd be terrified if I ever had to use it in self-defense, and that's why the responsibility that comes with training is incredibly important.
No, I wonder if anybody on the survivors. I think someone will be. Yeah. The one who did the line dance.
Absolutely.
There's an estimated 120 and a half guns per 100 people within the United States. Holy shit, that's a lot.
I'm a gun owner. I think one of the proudest things I feel is when I teach, especially women, and they send me a picture and they're like, guess what I just bought today? And I just feel like I've helped
I don't know if is it cute? Is buying a gun cute?
Safer in their life. So.
OMG. Lols ooh woo. I got me my first Glock.
It goes back.
Why make it sound like that?
Like, you know, in karate class.
In Ukraine is still horrible. Russian generals are dying. Flies many by their own troops. Ugh. So I expect corruption. Putin doesn't have the equipment or the manpower he thought he had. So he's fucked. NATO's ready to buy it for biological warfare of Putin. Chemical weapons. That's true. Alright, thank you for the update. I appreciate it, Dance. Alright, so it seems like there hasn't been fucking too much in terms of, like, progress. It just seems more like fucking unnecessary suffering.
Class as a kid, they teach you before everything. It's just like, this is for defense. I'm not...
I was in karate class for like 4 years.
Getting this.
I did karate for quite a while, actually.
Harm people. I'm getting it for that safety. And that's what it boils down to for me, is knowing that it's going to be a battle. You may win, but it's at least going to be a battle.
It's not, even if you just take the safety part
What if they
out,
took
just
it?
Shooting is
What if you have a gun and you bring it in the situation and they get the gun from you?
fun in general. Like going to the range is a fun time, so they're used for recreation.
And
all
like
the time.
also hunting. So many people, that's the reason they buy guns, is for hunting, to provide food. It's almost like my equalizer.
Yeah.
So like it helps you and it gives you more peace of mind. Like I am not as vulnerable and unsafe as people think.
I don't know, it's just, originally the Japanese Empire had drafted plans to continue to rule over land invasion. Oh, another plan to not invade mainland. Press. I mean, if you consider our population and then how many fucking guns, oh my, yeah. Basically, the Ukrainians and their allies are grinding the Russian forces to find powder like a rusty windmill in the middle of a storm. You mean it was, so what you're saying is, was a really fucking bad idea. Yeah, of course, it was a horrible idea. I don't know why he doesn't, I feel like at this point, it's just like an ego stroke to keep at it. Like, he doesn't want to seem like he's fucking flailing.
People who don't.
We know why he does it.
I've shot plenty, and I've been trained with how to use a firearm. The reason
Okay.
I don't have one is simply, I think, because of that accident factor.
Oh yeah, very traumatizing.
Is this thing going to be locked up and safe at all times? You know what I mean? Like, just to avoid some sort of disaster.
Well, that's my thing. If people were more... I don't know if people are aware and they're just ignorant. The disc of your basket saving does not face. That's fine. I don't know if people are aware and just or they just don't care.
Disaster, I think all the reasons that you guys are stating that you do have one is completely legitimate, and I've
Yeah, that's
certainly
valid.
considered, potentially purchasing one and doing it the right way, obviously, and all those good things. But yeah, I think that that's potentially just why I haven't gone there yet.
I'm not against owning a gun. Eventually, I will. I believe in the Second Amendment. My dad trained me from time to time.
Okay, so that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I don't feel like the survivors are gonna necessarily be against gun rights. I don't feel like the two groups are like polar opposites per se.
I know where the guns are in the house. I know how to use them. I've gone shooting with my friends a handful of times. Like, I'm around it. I'm a part of it. Like, I mean, for me, it's really no big deal. It's just my own upbringing. Like, I just haven't gotten to that point of taking the action into going to get the gun myself.
My dad was raised in upstate New York, so he was around guns all the time, and we've talked about it. But it wasn't for like protection more, it was more for like that was your lifestyle. Right? It's like you needed to go out and shoot a couple bunnies, you needed to go out and shoot like a deer. That was like how you fed yourself, that's how you lived. And so I think if I was in that situation, definitely I would own a gun, but
I mean, like where I grew up, like in high school, like it was just like normal to have like guns in your trunk. Like people would come to school with like guns just like in their cars. Because everyone was just like, and then you go out hunting after the school day. You just have like dead deer on the fucking back of their truck, like.
Where it's like where I live.
That's certainly normalized where I grew up.
I can disagree with you, and I do. However, I am never, and anyone that tries to make you feel different than that viewpoint, I'm never gonna do that. Yeah. That's your right to not have one. I'm like, cool. When I go to my friends' houses that are afraid of guns, that I've known for 15 years, I make a personal choice. I don't take my gun in their house.
Right.
I make a joke about it, and I'm like, hey man, if somebody kills me in your house, I'm gonna kill you. You know?
I guess. Americans have guns, but until you're forced to kill or be killed to see family friends die, I think Ukraine has had years since the invasion of consider the threat to be in the right enough mindset for whatever horrors they're currently facing. Invading mainland United States with older generation of people who dropped their military. I don't.
I'm saying,
yeah,
but just commending and making sure that if that's your personal choice and your personal freedom and your personal liberty, don't let nobody talk you out of that. I don't think about whether we need more or less guns in this country. I think about freedom. If you my brother and you my sister and you don't want a gun, I respect your right to not have one. If you my brother or my sister and you want more guns, I respect your right to have one. Where you lose.
Okay. I feel like that's usually my opinion with most things. Like, you should still have the right, but I guess from, like, a government standpoint, there should still be some, like, not
if you use any of those firearms
freely.
negligently,
Financially invested into stroking consciousness by these nuanced features represented to binary to invoke emotional opposed to logical reactions. Some things function better without financial. Yes, you mean that, like, sort of like controversy reaction, have people watch? Oh yeah, 1,000,000%. Most debates in real life sound like these videos. Most debates on media are screaming matches against extremists. Well, that was my thought, because I'm like, I can't imagine, like, how can somebody be so black and white when, like, life in and of itself is not binary? To say no one should have a gun, or, like, everyone should have guns, are just too extreme and just not applicable to the many situations that are out there.
or to rob or rape or kill unjustifiably, then I don't really give a shit what happens to you.
America has a mass shooting problem.
Yeah, I feel like that shit happens, like, every day. Yeah.
A mass shooting is different than, let's say, a murder. When you think about a mass shooting, the perpetrator, they're usually suicidal, right? And they have no agenda other than to take
No
life.
loss, they
And
can
that's
just,
quite
yeah.
different than
Goof it after? Yeah,
a typical
for real.
crime that would involve a firearm.
The controversies about gun control are the solutions to avoid talking about gun control. There's no reasonable middle ground because the media's destroyed the middle. I guess. I mean, like, I see what you're saying, Dance. I guess I find, like, bias because, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm totally for guns, because I think that there should be... I think it should be, like, revisioned. I think there should be some revisions. But, like, at the end of the day, there's plenty of examples of people having guns that don't cause harm. There's plenty of people who are educated, know how to use. There are plenty of people who just use it strictly for hunting. And in those predicaments, it's fine. But there's so many other existing factors that I think contribute to, like, the fucking issues. Like, I don't know, mental health, or the ease of which to get it. But I don't know, it's at the same, I mean, you some people argue, like, well, you can get a gun anyway, so what's it matter? Which also, I mean, to be fair, I've also been the kind of person where, like, if somebody wants to do drugs, then they should just be able to. I don't care.
And it's a phenomenon.
I think
if they want to do that, then do it.
I'm somewhat pushing that back. I think in order for us to solve it, we have to start looking at it. This is massive amounts of people that are still shooting humans, even if it's themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking about stats. Mass shootings, they would say, are not a problem, based on the data of what that definition of mass shooting is. 'Cause that's less than 1% of all death in the country in regards to firearms.
Interesting.
So if I went just with that, I would not agree that there's a mass.
Around data incidents in the U.S. defines mass shooting incidents in which 4 or more people, excluding the shooter, are shot or killed. Interesting. Yeah, that's not much.
But how can I sit next to this young man here who lost 8 out of 12 people that he knew in one juncture and say that's not a problem?
Yeah. There's a valid argument that somebody is merged, but they will find a way anyway. But guns are a tool to amplify power and expedite death. Most other tools aren't specifically designed as... Yeah, totally. Shooting 50... If I say no one outside of the military shooting 50 cal machine guns, people are going to clutch the Second Amendment. Or to expand upon my proposal beyond what is reasonable and crazy. Dude, okay, in that case, no, you're totally fucking right. I don't know why we have in rotation guns that can easily fucking plow through people. That I totally fucking agree with. Why does anybody need a fucking submachine gun at that point, except for, like, in the event of trying to take out a lot of people? No, I totally agree with you, Dance. In that event, yeah, no, there are so many different types of guns or fucking mods for guns that it's like, nobody fucking justly needs that unless they have fucking ill intent.
One, we have a mass shooting problem, but we also have...
Somebody told me that they changed the definition of mass shooting from 3 to 4 because the majority of drive-by shootings in America have 1 or 2 victims, allowing cities to say they resolved their mass shooting problems via redefinition policy. Oh. Fully auto guns are luckily banned almost everywhere. Good, because it's like, who needs them? Who? I just, like, who needs that? I can't think of a fucking civilian reason.
Of a mental health problem.
Right.
My age range from, I believe it's 15 to 25, we have the highest depression rate in the entire history of the human race. That data can prove. It was the kid's birthday, the day that he showed up to school. If one person said happy birthday, got him a card, talked to him and say like, hey, I know it's your birthday next week, want to do something this weekend. It's all about how are we making these authentic.
I don't think one fucking card is going to make somebody fucking flip-flop. Just saying. I don't know if, like, one person would have been able to be like, hey, you want to hang out next week? I mean, I guess that's a possibility, but
human connection.
It's usually a fucking festering
People,
that builds
if we
for a
just talk to
long
people,
time.
I think that's where our problem is.
I think you.
But yeah, mental health awareness, 1,000,000%.
I gotta wait today.
I believe we have a mental.
Second one was designed to arm the citizen against the government. We have the letters from the people who drafted the law. The founding fathers allowed for private ownership of warships and cannons. It was the private owners that allowed the revolution to happen.
Health problem. I believe we have a drug problem. I believe we have a racial problem. And the reason why I don't think mass shooting is a problem is because if we...
You only need one bad day. Yeah, outbursts of violence and hatred always need a trigger. That's true. That's fair. We could say that's an invalid design, but to say it wasn't intended that way is dishonest. No, can't even disagree. Can't even disagree. No, yeah. With nukes leads to the death of every... Yeah! That's for sure true.
Took all the guns, it wouldn't stop the violence. Like you pointed out, they could have used a car, they could have used a knife, they could have used a bomb. That would not...
But I would agree with what you guys mentioned. Like, it is a tool that makes it a lot easier.
Absolve these deaths, us from experiencing these things because they find another way. And by calling it mass shooting and saying we need this gun control now, that's, from my perspective, just more of an opportunity to make another law that the police can lock up people in my specific demographic for.
I think it's also important to know that I think it's something like 8.9 out of 10 mass shootings happen in gun-free zones. So in my mind...
Interesting. You see, we were talking about accessibility. He take all the guns. My dude, you live in the US of A. So don't take all of them, because even if you took every single one of our weapons, then they would just use a car to run you over. Sorry.
Mind if someone's going to commit mass shootings and there's a sign that says, there's no guns here, there will be no bullets flying back at you, versus there are trained people ready to do whatever they have to do to protect life here. Which place are they gonna go? Like, I couldn't believe the,
Fuck this bitch for the gun-free zones.
In Nice, France, on Bastille Day, there was like 86 people mowed down by a guy with a truck. But you don't hear anything about, we need truck reform or like truck violence. It's always...
You know what? Yeah, we need truck reforms. Nobody should have a truck. What do you even need that for? You should need a special permit to even have a truck. Because what are you even gonna use it for? Except for to run people over. Delusional, honestly. Yeah, imagine a bunch of fucking teens with fucking concealed, yeah.
With other weapons, I guess you could say.
I guess one thing.
Why does she smile like that and then not talk?
Away from my experience is people go through crisis, but you should never give up on what you believe in, and you should always push through it.
Alright, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of gun owners that genuinely feel like people want to take away guns entirely, but most of the time people just want to make guns inaccessible to people who might do harm. Also, one is defending as mass shooters, but she's too tone deaf to hear herself. That's the energy that I was getting, Mordico. Maybe that's why they didn't necessarily do anti-gun and pro-gun, because I feel like maybe they could get a different perspective from people who have been survivors of when guns were used poorly to drive, I think, further insights for those who are just the NRA members. Especially imagine trying to, like, tell that to somebody who has been on the fucking negative side of that, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, Mordico, some people are fucking extreme. But right, for the most part, it's just like there should be better awareness. As opposed to me being able to drive down to Walmart and get me a pistol.
Yes, I do believe that.
Gotta do some critical thinking. Yeah.
There is definitely an issue.
That applies for like almost anything, I feel, though. That applies to so many different things. It would solve a lot of problems. Or at the very least, if people are like, hey, I actually don't know about this. Can you talk about it more? I need to think about this more before I make a final decision.
Be addressed and resolved.
Any mass casualty is terrible. I think
Thank
if you
you.
look in inner cities like Chicago and Baltimore,
Chicago saw its highest number of gun violence crimes in a single weekend this year, with 104 people shot across the city from Friday, June 19th evening, to Monday, June 22nd morning. 15 of them fatally. 5 of those killed were minors.
is nowhere around, and there's a mass shooting almost every weekend. So I think it's interesting to look at exactly why they pick the mass shootings that they pick to just delve into in the media.
Because if you just said it happens every weekend. That most gun crimes happen in gun-free zones shouldn't name them cinemas, hospitals, high schools, yeah, places that should be gun-free for reasons that shouldn't be explained to someone with common sense. Anyone a sense in the skill of... Yeah, 1,000,000%.
It'd be harder to purchase a gun.
So if you agree.
It's like, speak your truth, brother.
There's something called the gun show loophole. Think about it like the black.
Yes. Thank you. Gun show loophole, political term in the United States referring to sale of firearms by private sales, including that at gun shows, that don't meet federal background check requirements. Oh, the fucking loopholes, dude.
Market, right?
And no, yeah, totally, Dan. It's like the places that are fucking gun-free zones are like, yeah, it makes sense. Why should you have them there?
Unless you have a storefront and you're selling...
Then again, I don't know, in my school we had cops. In my school we had cops that I'm pretty sure had guns. So
the government, hey, I want to sell guns and make a profit. You need to be certified in that sense if you're going to be doing that. Otherwise, it's completely legal to, give a gun to a friend or what have you. So I think that it creates an entire underbelly of the market that really shouldn't exist.
They just make it easy.
I mean, if we're not keeping track of who has a gun and where they're buying it, who's selling it, I think guns get in the wrong people's hands.
Yeah.
I believe when the report of the investigation came out of my school shooting, it was a kit gun. So he had actually put it together himself. He also grew up in a family that supported guns. His dad, I think, was a bullet maker. I think people are gonna get guns no matter what. Like if they want a gun, they're gonna get a gun.
So it definitely is different from state to state.
Okay, but then we go, okay, so if people are gonna have guns, they're just gonna get guns. If people want drugs, then they're just gonna get drugs. Why are drugs illegal then? Is it a loophole if it's so common and widespread that an entire industry has been built on it? I feel like that's like a technicality, right?
In California, it's very difficult. In Illinois, it's difficult. And the crazy thing is you see a lot of gun violence in those states, but New Hampshire, it's a constitutional carry state, meaning that you don't even have to have a permit, you can conceal carry, and they have virtually no homicides with guns. So I'm just curious, what you're asking for basically is like a national registry for firearms, right?
Oh, yeah, what's wrong with, what would be wrong with that?
We could do that, why not?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so I feel like if you look back in history, it's never worked out for citizens. If you look back at Germany, if you look at Venezuela right now.
Fair points. And I read somewhere that, if you have a controlled substance possession charge, if in the last year you can't get a gun. If you have...
Not the same population. Even the editor had to put the numbers to show she spoke bullshit. Yeah, it's like with ratio too. It's like, well, I know this place has 10 million people, but they had way more gun violence than people with only 1 million. In a location with 1 million, they had like way less.
Have had a misdemeanor.
No, that's a good point. Thank you, Dan.
2 years in prison, you can't have a gun, and these are great safeguards. They need to just be imposed.
Yeah, that is really fucking imbalanced. Hey, it's like apples are not oranges. You can't like.
Imposed more.
I think it should be easier It's the only constant.
Oh, that reminds me of one thing. There was like a law that was changed. I feel like in Germany or something, and they were like saying that like sexual assault cases or something were like on the rise, but it's only because like in the past few years they literally completely changed what was outlined as an assault. And so like if there's like underlying factors that contribute to these statistics that can sometimes be like pulled even though the reason why is for another.
Constitutional right that you lose with a conviction. Like you come out of prison, you still have freedom of speech, but now you can no longer protect yourself. Now, I understand people.
Well, it's like, what if you already have a history of gun violence? Should we just be like, no, you can go get it though,
Can
it's
do
chill.
stuff to relieve themselves even of the right to life. I believe that. You can give up your right to life based on your actions, but I think we make it too easy to give up those rights. And then when you add in the
Give up your
racial
right to
component
life.
to these laws,
Okay.
that makes me even more of an advocate against these kind of gun restrictions. My opinion of firearms is that's the only thing that really led to abolition was when black people picked up guns. It's really hard to enslave people who have firearms, and so
It's estimated there was at least 250 slave rebellions in America before slavery was
based
abolished
on
in
the history
1865.
of this land, my people in this land, I think every one of us should have a firearm, be trained and become proficient and learn how to use it.
I agree with that statement. Aren't people who are oppressed? Oh. I feel like I wouldn't even disagree with that. People should just be educated, that's all. Be educated. People still should have the right to have a gun. Be educated. I mean,
I believe teachers that want to be armed should be armed. I don't think anybody should have to, worry about the responsibilities that are associated with gun ownership if they don't want to.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't want to have like a teacher that had like just, I don't know. That just makes me feel like kind of sketched out if I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think it's right for everybody, but obviously the more good people with
like I wouldn't,
especially in a school.
Also, yeah, I don't know. It's like, make sure you have a bunch of guns. So it's like, what if some kid fucking picks a lock to some like teacher's fucking classroom and now they have a gun?
I think that would be great.
Look at what we
It just to me, it just makes it seem like I could like, it's just more readily accessible.
protect with firearms. Our politicians.
It's real. They will never let anyone have a gun. U.S. people have covered in the court to have the means to enforce safety and to oppose the militarized police. Right.
Our celebrities, and for our kids, we protect them with gun-free zones, and they're just left sitting ducks.
Dude, you keep talking about the gun-free zones.
Right. So I think like if you have concealed carry permit holders, if you have maybe veterans or ex-law enforcement that are teachers, would you not want them to be able to protect your kid? If otherwise, your option is you're not protected. You have to wait 10, 20 minutes for the police to come with their firearms to come rescue your kids. So
I think that if you want to and you are willing to go through similar training, almost like a concealed carry, so you know what you're doing and it's not just handing a gun to somebody and saying protect your kids. It's more of so like you have the training for it, you have the ability, like they said, like you almost are prepared in a way to do what is right.
I don't like the idea
that a teacher can take the life of one of their students.
That's a good point.
Like if you think, Mrs. Stewart, my 10th grade English teacher, is going to be able to shoot one of her 16-year-old kids that has a gun, I don't see that.
And to that point, the inner city and urban areas and things like that, the teacher-student relationship is not great. I've seen, videos on YouTube, teachers getting beat up and stuff. Yeah. Right? So do we want them to have firearms?
We all have jobs, right? And we all have
So the argument is if a kid beats up a teacher, then the teacher can shoot him.
Jobs that we have
So most people are agreeing to then?
This is what we're doing for today, every day. Something may change where we have to adjust to it and all that stuff. The teachers have their job where it's to teach these kids through their process of growing up. But now I have these 6th grade kids where there's 25 of them.
Right.
I have to put myself at the point of this moment. If the shooter comes to us, it's between them, me, and the kids.
Yeah.
Now, if something were to happen to me, these kids have nothing. I think with the precautions that we take already with the schools into learning how to close your blinds, lock your doors, do all that stuff, get to the back corners, be quiet, that is a good precaution because these kids, when they're going to school, they're going to learn, have fun, be with their friends. This teacher now has a weapon on them. Who's also to say that the teacher can't take action?
Double hydrate?
I know for the rest of my life.
I've seen some emotional testimonies from people who've left their guns in cars due to restaurant firearm policies, and then watched the family members die to random gun violence is convincing evidence on the axiom of criminals will disregard the laws. I'm not sure how I feel about gun-free zones. I guess laws will always be broken, right? If you want some statistical oddities, look to the meme I posted in Discord. Ooh, okay. I'll look it up. We'll check it out. Okay, so Norway is like such an odd country. Because like, listen to this. Norwegians consume 9% of all Pepsi Max. What? Is this the right meme? Is this what you're talking about, Dance? Gun-free zones weird me out in general. We just have not gun-free zones. I'll be honest, I don't really see gun-free zones that fucking popularly. Usually it's like if it's a concealed carry, it's like no one would know anyway because it's concealed, right? It's like you're not gonna open carry it, right? Usually I've seen where it's like you can't open carry here. Such as the shooting, right? Yeah. Pepsi produce. Eat the second most tacos in the world. Second most coffee. Read the second most comic books. Only 5 million people in Norway, and apparently they're having an amazing time. Oh, I got you. Yeah, what a fucking oddity indeed. What? Those Norwegians are wildin'. They would have to get themselves together and may have accidentally killed someone there to save the day. See, that's my thought too, Dance. Like, if I would have just brought my gun, I would have been able to take them out. Like, one, I thought the CPL meant concealed. Normally, I just say you can't open carry. I usually don't say, like, no concealed carry. I don't ever see signs like that, per se. I don't know the laws specifically on that either, though. I would have to probably dive more into it.
They might experience the same things that I have. But I have to accept that if I do, I don't have control of everything. Myself and the other individuals that are the survivors of these mass shootings, we're not the voice for everyone's own beliefs of what they have gone through. Everyone deals with it in their own way. But we are sharing our experiences with you guys, and hopefully that brings some light into, obviously, what goes on with it.
You know, I try to not politicize it. If you think about it from a practical level, certain people shouldn't have guns, right? How do we identify those people? And how do we stick to the system, make sure that it's all backed up and safe? You know, I don't think that we should do away with the Second Amendment, but do I think that there's a lot of bad people out there? I do, and should they, have such easy access to a firearm? I think not.
Right. I don't know there's enough people making poor decisions, but the idea that they were forcefully disarmed is intolerable. It wasn't forcefully, they voluntarily. If it wasn't forcefully, they voluntarily complied. I don't know how I feel. How about I thought a fucking concealed carry meant that, like, you were not going to be able to tell or see it on them. In which case, I thought most places were just, you can't open carry. Like, you can't just have this thing fucking, like, out in the open or noticeably found. Plenty of people just have it, like, under a jacket where you would never know. If a criminal showed up with a gun, and by some miracle you can draw before getting shot, better aim like Repo, or else a lot of folks that aren't on the ground or outside of potential court that are about to, yeah. What was the question?
I think that no mentally or physically sane
I'm
person
interested
would
in what they
commit
think.
a hate crime so big if there wasn't some underlying issue. If we find a way to talk about that and help that, there's really going to be no problem at all.
A lot of the stigma around surrounding mass shootings is guns, but it's really the person. And
Right.
I think if we're all more kind, we end up feeling better, right? If we're more loving, we create more understanding around everybody, regardless of race, religion, gender identity, any of that stuff. If we're more empathetic, we
Open carry still carries a remnant of forgotten ages today, so people can fast try and hit anything. It is just for visual comfort. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I just mean it's like technically people are like worried about being told they can't bring it, and it's like person that's directly it's more like herd immunity. Some asshole opened fire in a church, and one guy just happened to have been in a hurry and didn't disarm before.
cultivate more understanding around who you are.
I don't know. I guess it's a weird thing because it's like if the argument is criminals are gonna break the law anyway, it's just like, well, then why do we even have it be a law? Should we just make it open for everybody? Is the argument that if we just made it like chill, would that then be deterrent since anyone can do it?
And then there's less hatred because I understand where you're coming from. And if we're more vulnerable, then
I feel like I would have to compare like stats to like other countries with different like gun laws and then kind of see like percentage versus like population, like how that fares. And that would make sense because there are going to be less people to fucking counteract
we're
it.
able to talk about things like
I
mental
guess.
health. We're able to talk about like, hey, I feel depressed. Hey, I'm anxious. Hey, you know, I've been thinking about it. I want to shoot up a school. And you're the only person I feel safe talking to. You know, if we prioritize those, we as humans become better, and then we can contribute to our global community.
I mean, I love all that. I mean, being a mom especially, I want my daughter to grow up in that kind of world, you know, and I think that those things are totally possible. I just think that also in the meantime, we have to address the issue that there is evil in this world. Like, we don't want it.
Well, you don't premeditate it, you just take it from somebody else. You just take their gun.
I don't think you can legislate it out. A good guy with a gun is going to stop a bad guy, hopefully, with a gun. That's like, I mean, the best chance, you know?
Trust me, I really want to believe that, and I do, that there is greatness in this world, there's kind people, that we can do a lot of great things. I've just seen too much now where it only really comes down to one individual has the mindset that this is what I choose to do today, and they take those actions. That's how the cards are played. I want there to be something that can be done to stop and prevent all these things to happen so that these
What? No, I've never been gifted a gun.
One more time, or you guys ever in your life to understand the shoes that we're in.
You know, there's almost.
I don't think I've ever been gifted anything like weapon-wise.
And I think that's why it's a problem.
Actually,
I'd love to wave a magic wand and make it so that never happens again. It's not possible. There's no motive that makes sense to go to a bar and do what the guy did that night, right?
America has a sickness. America's main sickness is white supremacy. It's an issue that we have not addressed. It's an issue that's written into the foundation of this nation when the founding fathers wrote, all men are created equal while holding slaves. And I think most of these issues are rooted in that. And if we just keep, you know, putting a Band-Aid on it and don't get out and get that cancer, we can't reach those levels. But I think that's what it would take, because that's what can start the healing process.
I'll be honest, ironically, Dance, like, I've shot, like, both a gun and use a bow, and, like, for some reason, I'm fucking more efficient with a bow than a gun. I also feel like, in the event of hunting animals, I feel like fucking bows or traps are, like, way more, like, respectable than just being able to fucking, like, aim, pull trigger. Takes entire fucking animal life.
In the coronavirus, we're just being courteous and not, like, hugging or shaking hands.
Namaste. That's right.
Wrong. Yeah.
I mean, how often are you gonna experience like this to just be able to sit down and just be like, we got all.
All right, that was the NRA versus shooting. Honestly, I just don't have like. I don't know if I said that I don't have big opinions on guns, but I have a hard time not like seeing like a lot of aspects from both sides. I'm sure it's something that I could probably research and further explore more, and then I'd probably have a better idea on what type of policies maybe could be enacted, you know what I mean? But I think I would take more research to do it. You don't like the recoil or risking to go deaf? Yeah, that too. I don't know, like, I always liked, I think I liked bow and arrows too, because, like, my ex-grandpa was Native American, so, like, he kind of taught me a bit with, like, bow and arrows and everything. And again, I also kind of have, like, a different viewpoint on, like, taking animal lives, and I feel like Earth respect from, like, that same regard, so I don't know. Which one's this gonna be? Oh, parents versus child free. That would be so good. I want to see that, dude. Are you kidding me? Free range versus strict parents? What? What? I lost my shit? Come on.
When you're young, you're not thinking. And everybody is...
Shh. Need South charisma. Also must have military service. Will receive basic training. Education solves all problems. A lot of countries do have that, hey? I maybe eventually we'll get there when people stop willing we want to do it as much, eh? Maybe. You know what? Let's do this one. I'm curious how this one's gonna go. Cause maybe this one will be able to, maybe I'll have more of an opinion on this. There are those with mental issues you wouldn't let anywhere near a gun. Which is exactly why I'm like, I shouldn't be near a gun. At least especially like when I was younger. By all means, God, no.
I'm thinking...
For you. I enjoy this episode.
Thank you.
When I hear the term fat influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just can't get behind being complacent.
Those people would get discovered in basic. Yeah, that's true. You can see if they have fucking like fucked up like dispositions or something. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's not that many people in this one, actually.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency.
Yeah, because it's only 2 against 3. I feel like 4 and 4 is like a better evenness.
My name's Timothea, and fitness has been a huge part of my life,
Okay.
and I love to share what I know about it. Overall, it's just a way of life.
My name is Tyler.
Alright.
I'm a fat influencer, and on my platform, I like to...
I'll be honest, what does that mean, like a fat influencer? Like, what's the encouragement here? Like, he's just a guy existing?
spread body positivity.
Like, he's
mental
just
health
like, live your best life?
awareness,
How can
and
how can anybody argue with that? Just like live your best life.
fashion, looking good while fat.
Ah,
So
okay.
when I think of the word fat influencers, I think of influencers who are either promoting others to be fat in the same sense that fitness influencers promote fitness.
I don't like people that obsess over being fat.
Fit influencer? Oh, so like he's against the okay. You know, I have a bunch of trained people in a country full of guns. A bad day away from using their training. Yeah, in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world. But, the world is not perfect.
Just like I don't like...
Of course.
People that obsess over fitness. I'm in my own fitness journey and...
Alright, boy, okay, cool. 1,000 to 1,500 calories a day? I'll be honest, that seems really low for him.
A lot of people like it because I'm not the stereotypical dude.
The misconception that the opposite side has of
Interesting.
me.
Anyway, so I don't know what your guys' opinions on this. I feel like this will be, I don't know, I feel like I'm a convert. I'm not sure how this one's gonna go.
Is that I have some agenda to keep people fat, to promote obesity, to tell anybody.
All I'm gathering is it's just people wanting to be themselves.
Anything about
I don't know how there's a way to shit on someone, but I am curious.
Step forward if you agree.
Okay.
I promote healthy standards as an influencer.
Ah.
I think we need to discuss what healthy means first, because healthy means many different things.
Healthy means your doctors don't think that you're disposed to fucking dying. Or the way that you treat your body is causing you to have some fucking debilitating, like, disease or illness. They are going to fight over the definitions of healthy. I don't feel like there's even an argument. Like, what do you, like...
Things.
You know what? What's your guys' opinion on keto? I think keto's fucking weird, and I feel like human beings need carbs.
So, like,
I don't
what does
get
health
it.
mean to you guys?
For me, I don't focus on diet and weight loss as a tool for health and how I communicate that. I focus on movement and finding movement that works.
Yeah, that's fine. That's chill. That's
For
fine.
you, that feels good and is sustainable in your body. Because ultimately, I think.
You know what? Y'all want to do a Fallout mission? Dude, I wish they had this in the Parents versus Child Free. That'd be fucking sick. I would love to hear more about that. I think that'd be good. Yeah, I feel like I don't have too much of an opinion. I feel like I want people to be extreme. You know what? Oh, yes. Okay. How about fat shaming is worth... Oh, perfect. I love this question. Keep going, please? Okay. Alright, alright. Alright, we'll go into it.
In the fitness world, and I myself am a yoga
My
instructor.
only thing sometimes when they argue that it's, like, not a weight thing, like, I would argue that, like, if you're at such a high weight that it's now tearing apart, like, your fucking joints, like, I feel like there's, like, that balance. Do you have to fucking be borderline underweight? No. But, like, also being morbidly obese can really fucking impact your body in the long term.
So I kind of straddle both sides.
How can you not develop an eating disorder, though? Like, genuinely speaking, like, you're a chubby person, you lose weight. How can you not develop an eating disorder when everybody's telling you, like, wow, you look so good. Wow, that's so amazing. It's like you're getting reaffirmed that if you look skinnier, then you're doing, like, good.
Eating disorder, but...
So, like, in a way, it's like you have to, like, reach the unachievable until you hit a fucking point. Healthy's quite simple. You aren't putting a strain on your body that may incur most problems later. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, I am seeing results. I do feel like I can run faster, jump higher, walk longer.
It's just a process, to be honest. Like, I know losing weight slower tends to be more stable, but also it's like if you're in that process, just like you want to go fucking ham. Like, I think, like, my first time that I fucking dropped a lot of weight, I've totally murdered my metabolism, and now it's just working on metabolism rebuilding.
I kind of...
But the whole thing is just a fucking learning game, dude. The whole thing is very complex, learning what works for you.
I feel like when I hear the term fat influencer, I'm thinking...
I don't necessarily always like the idea of just, like, I've always been a bigger person. Because it's, like, staturally, like, what do you mean? Like, are you saying that you're big-boned? Or are you saying, like, since I was a little kid, I've been chubby? Because, like, growing up, I was always a chubby kid, and, like, all of my family is chubby, and then they kind of give you this, like, fucking unconscious mindset that you're just a bigger person. You've just always been a bigger person. And it's like, now that I've dropped weight, I know for a fact that I am not a fucking bigger person, and that was kind of a lie. Just because you've always been something doesn't mean that you can't make changes. You can do what you want to be. You can be what you want to be. It's just a weird argument to me. You cannot force people to exercise. Like, if he doesn't want to exercise, he doesn't have to. It's just, I don't like the idea of, I've always been a bigger person. It's like, just like, I'm just big boned. I'm just big boned. It's like, really, your skeletal structure is that fucking massive compared to other people? Having been a convert, I believe that you have an understanding of what things truly are and are not in our control. I get apprehensive when people say that. I've always been big. It's like, yeah, I was told that too. My parents told me too that I was just a big person. And it's like, I'm actually kind of like scrawny. It's just a bitch and a half figuring out how to change your lifestyle and to not look at things as like a diet. I would argue that it's probably way healthier to... Oh, it's my mouse. I was like, what is going on right there? It's just my mouse. What was I on? it's easier to, I think, improve their mental health, and I think that would give them a really fucking good foundation if they ever decide to lose the weight. Which they can also be that way too. It's just like, don't tell me that that's not going to like ruin your joints or make you predisposed to other like health concerns down the line. Like, it's your life. Just
with, you know, medical professionals.
Optimally speaking.
I work in healthcare, and so I don't tend to take advice from people who are not medical professionals.
And I would just like to speak up. Like, we're all different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are fat influencers out there that have unhealthy lifestyles that share it, but that's their lifestyle. There are fat influencers that are motivational, that are trying to lose weight. There are fat influencers out there that just are existing in this world and trying to make it
It was quite restrained. They didn't call the fat phobic and thin phobic. That would have been a bloodbath. I think the next question, is it worse to fat shame or skinny shame? And I think that's going to be very interesting.
Accommodating to themselves and people that look like them. So there are so many fat people in this world, and to like label them all a certain way.
My other thing, when it's like, I've just always been this way, it's like people aren't disposed to be that way. There's a reason why like obesity is continuing to climb.
Way, or to put them in a category where they have to perform.
It's just like we're normalizing it, which like I think it's important. Also, I feel like the thing is like our fucking food is just absolute trash, dude. The food here is trash.
To make you feel comfortable.
It's like no wonder why people are fucking gaining weight. Fucking 4 Oreos is a whole meal. That ain't gonna make anybody feel full.
Disingenuous. It's not good.
Well, that's what kind of upset me. That's why I started my journey at the end of the day, was because, you know, I was depressed. I lost my job in the midst of COVID, and I'm unhappy with who I am. And then I see someone on social media that's like, it's okay to be who you are. And
I always kind of hated that too. It's like, is it okay for me to be who I am? Because I'm not fucking liking it right now. It's fucking hard to do things. You get judged. People don't fucking like it. Yeah, for food actually, but you can fight for better food standards. Yeah, see, there we go. Better food standards. More transparent labeling. Half the shit I feel like in the US for food-wise, I feel like is all just fucking laboratory made.
And I was like, you're telling me that the way I feel is okay, but at the end of the day, I hate how I feel. And so it was kind of...
I wish more people brought, like, how to deal with being a large person than trying to, like, lose weight. Like, more like, I feel, food education. Like, bigger people probably like to snack or feel full, and then it's like, okay, so can you give me some, like, meals that are lower calorie but will help me feel, like, more full and still satiate me? Because I feel like, at least for me personally, losing weight meant, like, fucking starving yourself. And then it's like, at that point, it's like, damn, do I really want to go through all of that bullshit just to, if I ever decide to not want to starve myself all day, I'll just gain the weight back? And it's just, like, a horrible fucking educational system on, like, ways to approach losing weight. We're like, oh my god, you're skinny, good job. And it's like, Zephidelis, thank you for the follow. It is much appreciated. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of... Actually, we should really change our title. We'll do quotes. Perfect. Great. Perfect. Awesome sauce. You know that the teaspoons of tomato sauce are legally considered as vegetables by the federal government just because of pizza? Dude, really? Really? Come on. Come on, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's insane. It's just like... It's like how I recently found out that, like, you know, like Monster Energy, they changed it from supplemental to nutritional so that way people with food stamps could buy it. Isn't that insane? Like, imagine you can just spend all of your, like, food stamps money on just, like, fucking energy drinks, Doritos, and fucking 2 liters. I would argue, I feel like government-funded, like, food money, you shouldn't be able to just buy, like, complete shit. Like, what are you encouraging with that? It's just... I just don't... It's just a shame. What were we at? What were we saying?
About a protest that I started this journey.
Don't say that. Don't say that to me. I'm just saying. It's like, why do we consider some things to be nutritional and it's peachy, and then some things it's like supplemental? I tried to buy like this like Celsius drink, and it was like, hey, we even though this is technically healthier for you than an energy drink, we're gonna consider it to be a supplement, so it couldn't be covered. But your energy drinks, that's fine. I ate gelato, took a nap, and now I'm here. Oh. That's okay. Okay, that's not... That's a lifestyle, I guess. I mean, hey, if it... Doesn't sound like it was a good idea, though. I'm just saying, Iron Hand. I'm just saying that it's weird. Ketchup is a vegetable. U.S. government 85. Actual 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in pizza count as a vegetable in U.S. school lunches. Also, beer is soda / whiskey is beer. Oh my gosh, this one makes me face. Maybe.
And I'm damn glad I did at the end of the day.
Semen
That's what you want?
Is another kind of milk.
Let food stamp control with the... This is why context is important. Oh no! I mean... Here's the idea, right? It's not necessarily that I think they should change it, but like it's the irony that it's just I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I think at the core of it, the US's nutritional bullshit is stupid. I think the US, in terms of having such like social conditioning to be thin, just doesn't like account for so many other variables. But also, I think maybe it's not the issue with people buying bad foods. I think maybe it has to do with just in general, our entire fucking food laws are fucking absurd. I think maybe that's it. I think maybe at the core of it, it's just food laws. Not necessarily controlling what people can and can't do.
TV and movies, like the sad fat trope, nobody's gonna want you, and that plays into
Yeah.
the way we treat fat people, but that's
Yeah.
not everybody's story. So to like, I hear that you were sad, you were unhealthy, you were uncomfortable, you were isolated, like we can all relate to that, but that is not the story of every fat person.
I've never met somebody who is like happy with their like size though. Like when they hit that point, I didn't know that, like, I don't think I've ever met anybody that can genuinely be like, no, my life is the same or easier this way. The idea that there should be laws governing food is rather modern.
I am on a journey to like myself in my skin, and that is something I believe is obtainable through hard work and dedication. I mean, nothing else worked, you know?
Right.
Loving yourself, quote unquote.
Yeah,
made
didn't
me
work.
eat KFC 3 times a day.
Yeah, just go into my human urges as soon as they occur, yeah.
And gain a lot of weight and turn sedentary. Hating myself encouraged me to be different and encouraged me to change my life.
I'll be honest, I can't disagree with this guy at all. Doesn't really acknowledge the reality of an aging and overweight population. It's not only self-perception, it's a real healthcare issue. Oh, I know. No wonder why they're like, okay, guys, let's make sure that the foods that they eat are really fucking bad for you. And then everyone's gonna get super fat. And then we're gonna make them pay for healthcare, and we're gonna get all that fucking money, and then we're gonna charge a shit ton for all the medicine. Which will basically change the way we thought of how we feed ourselves. You know, that's a book I think I was meaning to read, actually. What he's saying, though, I would agree. I don't think I would have ever made changes if I just loved myself. It's like, what reason do I have to change? It's like, don't I kind of have to hate what I see in order to want to, like, make conscious changes to do better and improve myself? If I'm so happy and content with myself, what reason do I have to change? You know?
And as a result, I've influenced...
Like, do you love yourself so much? Because then if you love yourself the way you are, then it's like, how do you find things to improve upon?
Thousands of kids younger than me's lives.
Fat shaming is...
Like, at the very least, I think, like, me losing weight kind of demonstrated to, like, a lot of my family, especially my dad's side, that, you're making excuses for your size, and if you wanted to do something about it, you could. I don't see many bigger people in ads and stuff about the American skinny legends and models are eating fast food on TV. Skinny legends eat the fast food. Come on. Exactly. It's well, I was learning about a psychology thing. I think it's like operant conditioning. Some sort of like behaviorism. You like unconsciously connotate that. It's like the Bobo doll experiment. I'm gonna watch you behave and act this way, or I'm gonna like watch only skinny people eat those burgers, and then in a way, my brain's not gonna want to affiliate something undesirable. It wants to affiliate the desirable, and then they sell it in marketing.
It's worse than skinny shaming.
Fat shaming is worse than skinny shaming. I have mixed feelings on this, because I feel like I've been on both spectrums. I want to say yes, but being on the opposite side also makes me feel very bad, and it makes me feel like that no matter what, there's not really a way to win.
When you thin shame somebody, it is based off of aesthetic. Like, oh, you're so skinny. I wish.
Oh, mine is like, wow, you're so cold. You should really eat something. You could definitely eat a burger. You should probably eat a burger. Wow, your water bottle's like bigger than you are. Gosh, you're so tiny. Wow, I'm surprised you put away all that food. I'm really surprised.
I wish I could be like that. I wish I could eat whatever I want and stay skinny. There are these
There's also like, thanks, I guess. Cool.
assumptions we have about people in fat bodies that we don't place on thin people, even if they're thin beyond health. And it really makes it so that fat people are overlooked, and it creates an environment where it's okay to perpetuate hate and even violence, you know?
Being thin won't limit you from being able to shop where you want to shop. You can walk into a clothing store, get clothes right off the rack.
Oh yeah, that I would agree with. You have to buy 2 airplane tickets. Certain seats don't fit you, or maybe like restaurant booths don't fit you, or being like judged for ordering a certain thing, or feeling insecure of like eating certain foods in front of people. Or maybe I shouldn't eat this because what do they think? Or like when people will order food and then they'll lie and say it's for like 2 people, 3 people. They do cut off sizes in stores, for sure.
Sometimes even have excess. You could go up or down the rack. In my experience, those are not my options.
It's very limited.
I shop online because I wear a size 15
Oh boy.
shoe because I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
And I have a very broad body.
Right.
The skinny shaming, you know, there is that backhanded compliment. You know, you see that all the time. But when it comes to the fat shaming, you just see more negative out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, you know, it's just, it's horrible to see.
But being fat is still taboo, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My partner and I'm a gay man dating another fat black gay
There are
man.
15s in stores. Are there 15s in stores? What's the cutoff for shoe size?
Viral on the
I always thought the cutoff was like 12, 13, if I'm gonna be honest.
A couple times.
Maybe
And you know what some of
14.
the comments were? Never.
Well, 14 and a half, which they don't make. So 14 and 15s are rare, but they are still in my interesting.
Seen 2 fat people together. I get pats on the back.
Yeah, I thought they cut off much lower than that. 15 is the largest I've seen in a store without special order. Huh.
For posting a picture at the beach with no shirt on. Why am I being patted on the back for that?
Right.
Interesting. I've never thought of it that way.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
Well, to be fair, I feel like the girl in the middle is a little bit more understanding than the ones on the outside, because we have one that views being large as like a bad thing innately. And then the guy on the left just kind of seems like your basic gym bro, you know?
Well, when I hear fat shaming, skinny shaming, all that stuff, I just think back to like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
You know, picking on kids. It's bullying.
Also, that's a huge shoe size. I don't think I said that. Jesus.
I believe everyone goes through body dysmorphia. One of my homegirls.
I always felt like I had big feet, but then it's also I'm like a size 8 in men's. So I have some dark content about obesity. The interview of the owner of the Heart Attack Grill sounds like a villain, but he goes hard about weight issues in the USA. Oh, ooh. Drama? How long's the video, Dance? If you don't mind me asking, I can also always check it out. Because if anything, I might rain check and we'll have some topic to dive on Thursday, since I'll probably wrap up stream in like 15-20.
Is a model, and
one of my homegirls, sorry,
goes through body dysmorphia. One of my homegirls is a model.
Body dysmorphic disorder is a mental health disorder in which you can't stop thinking about one or more perceived defects of flaws. Yeah, 8 minutes, but without context and only the interview. Maybe 5.
Always complaining how she doesn't like
can't
the
be
way
seen
she
by
looks,
others.
even though like 99% of all women would probably prefer they looked like her.
Do people like how they look? All the time? Like, do people... Interesting.
She hates the way she looks, and she's like, I wish my boobs were bigger, I wish my butt was bigger. I believe, you know, that's the media, that's the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Is they have.
Oh, well, if you're in the entertainment industry, people are looking at you and watching you. A lot of it has to do with, like, I would probably be more famous if I looked better.
Standard of what
I would get more gigs and more money if I looked better, especially as a model,
at the end
yeah.
of the day is desired, I guess, but not everyone's built like Marilyn Monroe.
You said 99% of women would probably want to look like her. That's to me, some of the language that is the problem.
Yeah, because she's a model, why?
I'm assuming that she's probably of a thinner body, right, because she's a model, but a lot of women don't. It's okay. Your body is you are the standard. You are the model. You are the beauty. Like, the fact that we think like that already is still...
I'm curious now to see this, honestly. I wonder if I have body dysmorphia. Everyone knows the flaws of their bodies. I thought dysmorphia is when you obsess on them. I mean, let's look it up. Let's dive into it. I'm not sure. Mental health condition in which you can't stop thinking about one or more perceived defects or flaws in your body. A flaw that even minor and can't be seen by others, but you're embarrassed, ashamed, and anxious that you want to avoid social situations. Now I always took BDD as something where you may perceive yourself as one thing, but people always claim that you're like another. Like how they look. But the goal is to look at yourself. Somebody doesn't think. Tap that F. Or, yeah. So I think it's the obsessive part of it. Interesting. I want to hear this villain, dude. I gotta.
At most restaurants, having how unhealthy it is.
I'm assuming you guys know what the Heart Attack Grill is.
Posted like warnings on, in a country where calories are posted like warnings on restaurant menus, where unhealthy school lunches are under fire, where our first lady has a vegetable garden, there is an alternative reality, and it looks like this.
Dude, I'm so hungry though, not even gonna lie. I am pretty fucking hungry today. How much have I even eaten? I don't know. My protein's good today, I think, if I'm gonna be honest. Alright. Go off.
This monument to greasy...
No! No, dude. Nuh-uh. I cannot. They had to fucking roll him out? Are you kidding? That ain't it. That ain't it, dude.
Almost there.
Almost done with this single bypass.
Is called the Heart Attack.
The single bypass.
Grill. It's a
I am hungry though. I can't even lie. Ew.
Back to a
I'll be honest. I don't like red
America. A kind of hospital-themed Hooters located.
I really don't like red meat. When I fucking watch like burgers bleed, it grosses me out. When you fucking squish a burger and it turns the bun red, it grosses me out. There's a Monty Python script about overeating that truly disturbed me. Oh no.
Sin City. But as you're about to find out, eater beware.
They're in fucking patient gowns, like warning it might unsettle you in a way you didn't know you had. Oh no. Used to be a strong proponent of healthy diet and then just went full supervillain. He said, you know what? If people aren't gonna fucking change, then I'm gonna make money off of it. And he did it.
Remarkably, the owner says it's all done in the name of promoting good health.
One among us has to tell the truth, and that's what we're doing here.
The Heart Attack Grill prides itself
Ew,
on pushing
I can't, you guys. This food is nauseating.
Along with belts.
Bro, you see, is this ironic? This guy eating more and more food in a restaurant than so. It makes me think of like Seven with that one guy who died from gluttony.
Sizes. Diners must wear hospital gowns. People 350 pounds plus eat free.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Their flatliner fries cooked in lard are...
Yeah, spaghetti and meatball sounds good. I'm gonna fucking watch it again.
Their flatliner fries cooked in lard...
Dude, I fucking hate lard. Ugh, I hate butter. Ugh.
Are unlimited. Thirsty?
Oh my god, fucking globs, bro. A whole fucking skull worth of it. We have meatball? Yeah, we have Impossible. Freezer. Door.
Try the all butterfat shake. Or maybe a shot of vodka served in a prescription pill.
Okay, I like that. Maybe a nice little fucking vodka shot and a little... Alright, I can get behind the prescription shot and the medicine bottle. I can get behind that.
And new to this menu, a burger with 8 patties, almost 20,000 calories.
That's like 2 weeks.
That's the equivalent of nearly 40 Big Macs. Oh, and if you don't finish your meal, you get spanked by a nurse. She's not exactly a real RN.
What kind of feederism kink is this? What am I watching? Hold on, go back again.
40.
Hey, enjoying the stream? Give that for kid be so horrifying. Dance.
Big Macs. Oh, and if you don't finish your meal, you get spanked.
What the fuck is this? Dead ass? Fucking public humiliation kink? Where my homies at?
She's not exactly a real RN.
I just saw the Idiocracy montage where
but her spankings are real hard. The restaurant and all of its repulsive excess seems right at
it's
home
so
among the
much. Wait, Matt Stoney ate that
tourist traps
burger?
in
Oh,
downtown Las
probably.
Vegas.
Of course he
Its
did.
owner, perhaps the ultimate
Oh, I
Vegas
think I remember
showman.
that now that you say that. Hold on now. We're gonna do another detour. Just... Yes, Matt Stoney, dude. Okay.
This is the owner right here.
Love Matt Stoney. I don't know if you guys watch people like... Actually, is anybody like overly grossed out by like people eating mass amounts of food? I don't got it. If you really wanna fucking watch Matt Stoney devour this slowly, then you by all means just watch him. But look how fucking big that is, dude. Oh my god. Play it in 2x speed. I'll mute it. I don't even have to hear it. I can't. Octuple bypass? Filthy. 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 Dude, this is how people have to be fucking eating the food. You know what I'm saying? Get how big it is. That's what she said. Although, also me, though. The whole, like, blue Gatorade Zero, me, though. Used to live off of that shit. You know, it's really fucked up, though, but I'm hungry. This isn't even, like, grossing me out that much. I mean, I'm pretty sure he does almost fucking spit it back up, but that's not the point, you know? That's not the point. Anyway, if you want to watch this whole thing, by all means, you're welcome to. He fucking cleaned plate, though. Props to him. Ugh. Anyway. Let's make sure our playback's... Yeah, our playback speed's good. Alright. Get spanked.
Is John Basso. As part of his act, he likes to be called Dr. John.
Now breathe in for me.
Dr. John has become something of a superstar in the fast food world. In his trademark over-the-top...
You see the food, you see the customers, and then you see the ads. If you showed all three separately to aliens, they wouldn't believe it.
He depicts himself as Jesus Christ at the Last Supper, dining with the industry's other giants.
You know, I don't even know what to say. I'm amazed. I'm like, I can't.
He's certainly come a long way since I first met him almost 3 years ago at his first heart attack.
I couldn't eat that food. I would be sitting there and I would just be like, I'm a fucking monster.
Grill outside Phoenix, Arizona. Back then, the restaurant was under fire after its nearly 600-pound spokesman, Blair Rivers, died of obesity-related issues.
I was thinking something along the same thing. It's like future anti-sentient food critics will watch the whole stream and wonder how our morals are so divorced in certain areas. Yeah. You also suffered from some heavy shit to the dark parts. Oh no!
He was just 29.
There's an argument to be made that you used this guy during his life.
Is this where we're gonna start getting into villain territory? Yeah, I used him for his life.
And that now you are very morbidly using his death to continue to promote your restaurant.
I absolutely agree. And in a very sick way, his death has gotten the message out further.
So this man's death has not given you pause at all.
Dude, is this fucking like we're gonna take lives until you guys learn?
Zero pause.
You guys, we are actually rolling now. Actually rolling.
Dr. John's Vegas location is double the size of his old place in Arizona, and his in-house fatality rate, it hasn't slowed a bit.
How many people have actually had heart attacks in the room that we're sitting in?
In the room that we're sitting in, we've had 3 heart attacks.
And how many people have died?
1. Now, I would like to say that the other 2, I did the grandest of favors for, because they now uniquely and in a very real way understand their own genetic shortcomings. Now, the one that I couldn't save was a very dear friend of mine. And I want to tell you something. They'll say it's grotesque. They'll say, how can you keep the man's cremation here? And I'll tell you something. I am setting the bag on the table. And I challenge any other restaurant to set the bag on.
Squatch! Hello, hello, how's it going? Holy shit! I need to go back. Yeah, I need to go. Hold on. I need him to fucking say that. Give it to me one more time.
Dr. John's Vegas
one more
is
time.
double the size of...
She might be a superhero in another timeline. This timeline, though?
And his...
What kind of, like...
in-house fatality rate, it hasn't slowed a bit.
How many people have actually had heart attacks in the room?
3 people have had heart attacks. 1 died. But you know what? That death was worth it to convince the 2 that had heart attacks that they shouldn't eat that way. Just tried to make burritos and fucked it up so bad I had to throw everything out, having a rather unfortunate... I'm sorry to hear that, Mordico. I'm so sorry to hear that. Is this an order burrito day?
In the room that we're sitting in, we've had 3 heart attacks.
And how many people have died?
Sorry about the loss of your food! That's ironic.
1. Now, I would like to say that the other 2, I did the grandest of favors for, because they now uniquely and in a very real way understand their own genetic shortcomings.
I gave them a fucking heart attack so that way they can wake up. Wake up. That's what he's telling me, huh? That's what he's telling me. Wait, I just got here. Oh. Genetic shortcomings? Heart attack cafe. We were watching Fat vs Fit influencers, and dead ass, this man fucking drops ashes on the table. He's like, yeah, the guy who died in my restaurant, I keep his ashes here.
Now, the one that I couldn't save was a very dear friend of mine. And I want to tell you something. They'll say it's grotesque. They'll say,
no
how can you keep the man's cremation here? And I'll tell you something.
How can his family want you to keep the cremations here? Your fucking food took this guy out.
And I challenge any other restaurant to set the bag on the table. I'm talking about a bag.
He's like, inadvertently, I am putting the bag on the table. I want you to see the lives that this food takes. And yeah, I'm profiting off of your gluttony. I'm profiting off of it. I may be even encouraging it a little bit. Eat all you want for free. But just know that if you do that, you'll probably die. Like he has the rights to his ashes means something was set up ahead of time. Oh my gosh.
Bag of truth.
Bag of truth. This man's corpse is a bag of truth. The ashes are kept in the restaurant at all times, and his collection has expanded since the end. No! No! What the hell? Dude.
It's not going to happen. If you
Dude.
don't listen to me. This will happen.
If you don't fucking listen to me, you'll die. If you don't fucking listen to me, then I'll have your fucking ashes. I'll mix your ashes in the burgers so other people learn that lesson too. One more time for me?
It's going to happen.
One more time for me?
On the table.
I dare anyone to put the bag on the table. Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, Chipotle. If you don't season their burgers with the ashes of past fucking customers, then what are you doing? Then what? Oh my god. Imagine each time you walked into a fast food, you could see the bones of those who died because of the food. If you don't pick your teeth with the fucking femur figments of fucking past victims, are you even doing it right?
And I challenge any other restaurant to set the bag.
I challenge you. Set the bag on the table. Make everybody stare death in its eyes.
I'm talking about...
You want to enjoy a burger? Not in this restaurant. Sorry. Like... Oh my goodness.
About a bag of truth. About...
Bag of truth.
What's not going to happen if you don't listen to me.
If you don't listen to me. If you don't listen to me, your life is only going to be worth martyrdom to advocate to other people to not be pigs. Like, this ain't it. Now we know why he insists to be known as a doctor. This is a pre-planned spectacle.
This will happen.
This
was a good man with hopes and dreams who couldn't control his eating habits.
Inside this...
I'll be honest, why is that packed like a whole bag of seasoning, though? Why do I feel like I could go up in there and be like, hey, can you give me some of that ground pepper? Thanks.
Bag are the remains of yet another spokesman, John Ailman. He ate at the restaurant every day.
But people are actually dying. So that's kind of where the gig has to...
Bet it tastes good.
Stop.
I mean, hey, that's why people go here every day. Hey, you got hopes? You got dreams? You like eating food? Sorry.
What do you say?
People are dying. People will continue to die. Can they just stop, pause, and reflect upon the food for thought that I'm selling? It's not hamburgers, it's not t-shirts, it's not french fries. I'm selling you food for thought and a good laugh. Let's all have a good time. But let's really digest this. Let's think a bit. Or we're gonna...
Dude. What made him have this villain arc? Why is this a fucking anime?
Exactly like my friend in the bag.
Until then,
holy. This fuck is memeing. Oh my god, I hope. Oh my god. Alright, sounds good. If I'm giving you so much more. It's not about the food. It's not about the restaurant. It's not about anything. You know what this is about? This is for me to make sure that I get my sick kicks and I get to be known in this world. Is the guy trying to let you know that if you keep eating my food, you're giving me your money and you're giving me your fucking life. Thanks. Dude, he has the makeup of a villain. Why his eyes look like that? He's dead ass. He's so dead ass. He enjoys killing people through silent means, such as clogging their arteries. He's like, I will kill you if you keep coming to the restaurant. And I'll keep getting away with it, too.
Dr. John is the
food for thought. For my pun included.
First to admit heart attacks are part of his business model.
I want you to have a heart attack, and then I want you to keep coming back for more.
When there are lights and sirens outside,
let me collect and add more ashes.
And they're bringing some...
Bro, what next? They're gonna fucking... Dude, I had this really, fucking... They have, the playpens at McDonald's, but the sandboxes are just full of the fucking dead customers' ashes.
Person out on a gurney. You're basically in the back room counting.
Oh my god. Gurney? Dang. Is that part of the fucking burger cost?
At that point.
Absolutely. Was that heart attack?
He's smirking too. He's like, I've met it. This is real life right now.
Good for business? Did that heart attack pad my wallet with money? Absolutely.
I can't even believe I'm hearing this. Dance! I can't. This is an evil man.
Did I enjoy that? Absolutely.
It gets worse! Stop! 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 Did my wallet get fatter? Yes. Do I want them to keep coming here? Yes. Did I like watching that man's life leave his eyes as I watched his burger slowly digest? Yes. Yes, I did. Fucking cold-blooded indeed. America. Fuck yeah.
I'm a businessman first and foremost. Let's be clear about something. I'm not peddling hamburgers to small children without parental guidance. These are adults purchasing a legal substance from me. I want one and only one thing. I want my message out there loud and clear. I am a believer that when people hear my message, the net health benefit to society...
I've invented a button that when pressed kills people and I get paid for it.
...is incredibly good.
It's true that before he served...
Tits, burgers, grease, what more can someone ask for? Served
up artery-clogging, gut-churning meals, he ran fitness clubs and diet centers. But real nutritionists aren't buying...
Honestly, I think he's really getting it, you know? He's like, yeah, I sold my soul.
A word out of this fake doctor's mouth.
And?
It sounds to me like he's appealing to very base instincts. And certainly...
People want to eat. I give it to them. Tits, burgers, grease, and spanking. What more can anybody want?
Into people's enormous resentment about being told what to eat. If he's making a living and making money doing this, obviously there are people who really respond.
I mean, at least he gives them bibs. They don't even got to worry about getting the shit all over them. I mean, that's something. You know? I guess if there's no soul, what is he really forfeiting here? Exactly. Exactly.
Our restaurant serves bad for you food. other restaurants serve bad-for-you food.
Right.
We're honest, they're not. Plain and simple, if everybody
is this what I'm going to turn into if I have a villain arc?
collectively got together and told the world all restaurant food is bad for you, then maybe we would save a few lives. Because I don't want to see people dead. Now, if they do die here, I'm not going to lie to you. That's great for business. I'll say it again. Death.
Lawful evil. Join us. Oh no. Oh no. I probably could swing that way. Death is rad. You have to wonder what kind of traumatic event sent him from fitness and nutritionist work to this. Too many people fucking lapsing, being a personal trainer, and too many people not taking it seriously or giving a shit, I guess. This guy's trying to solve the population issue.
Is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Somehow, in the 3 years since we first met, Dr. John has found a way to be even more exploitive. He recently hired a very short nurse who speeds around in a mini ambulance delivering beers.
Why'd they gotta bring it up like that?
Tag has its perks.
Mike's my hero.
He also found a new spokesman for the restaurant. 460-pound Mike Lee just suffered his first...
Okay, I'm going here in June.
heart attack. But
that's it. It's like, you know what? You got me. You got me.
Still alive and chilling.
How you doing on the program, Mike?
Great.
And while people keep dying, the Heart Attack Grill keeps thriving.
I wouldn't want to be documented here, dude. I'm honestly afraid of what that food does to you. What's in it, you know? Clockwork lard? What the fuck? Don't do my Clockwork Orange bold like that. Whose interests are sexy nurses, big burgers, and hard rock. Sex, violence, lard. This film has it all. Oh my god, the Clockwork poster? Oh, okay. You saw it too, yeah! Oh, a Clockwork fan. Clockwork Orange is one of my favorite movies, actually. Yeah, Clockwork Orange is one of my favorite movies. You know, I tried to get my mom to watch Clockwork Orange, and she couldn't get through it. I feel like that maybe also tainted my mother's perceptions of my character a bit, but yes, absolutely love Clockwork Orange. Oh, it's so good. I have like a lunchbox. I dressed up as a droog for Halloween. I had like a whole fucking like nut cup and everything. Anyway, Ella, hello. Hello, bro. And I'll have 6. It doesn't sound like it's that hard to get then. Oh, anyway, yeah, sorry. Clockwork. Don't even get me started on Clockwork Orange. But I absolutely love it. Obsessed with it.
Doubled in terms.
I'm getting distracted though. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole.
In terms of money, in terms of square footage.
Now I have a boost of
exponentially grown. Dude. When you want to talk about.
Hold on, let's look at what else we have. A fucking Pulp Fiction poster. Alright, alright. What's it? Austin Powers, okay. They referred to this, The Great Supper or whatever.
About extending the message.
Dr. John hopes to continue to grow and expand his morbid message to an even bigger audience. Perhaps in a city near you.
Fine, son, keep eating.
I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline.
That's this guy's face professionally shopped in. How much do you think he paid for that one poster? Dude, what I would pay to have my face on a fucking Clockwork Orange poster? Dude. Why is Nina up streaming? It's 1:30 in the morning. Tis the question. Oh my god. He's like, yeah, keep on eating, kid. Keep on fucking chug-a-lugging that grease. Do it. Funnel it down your cake hole. Go off. Like, awful evil in bed. God, you thank the gods he didn't become a politician. Doesn't need another Lex Luthor. For real. For real. Ugh. Dude, I want my fucking face on a Clockwork Orange poster. That'd be badass. Actually, this is how society tames evil. This guy would have been a warlord in another century. Now, oh, he's a cook. You know what? Exactly. He found his niche. I guess he's not directly killing anybody. They're doing it to their own fruition. So, who are we, you know? Who are we to judge? Not me. Not me. Oh my god.
In Las Vegas.
That kid's struggling to hold that shit together. I need more of this man. He signed his disclaimer in a waiver. They couldn't legally serve this kid without his parents' approval. No. Oh my, okay. Oh, I'm flip. Interesting. I always forget that I flip. I probably could fix that if I wanted to, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm amazed. I did not realize how fucking the lard. The fucking lard. Oh my gosh. Oh, the posters were so good, though. Taking him hostage if you hydrate. We'll save him. Speaking of hydrate, I got most of this hydro drug down. Dude. Dude. Well, I'm gonna wrap up the stream soon. I'll drop my Discord. I don't know if anybody new is lurking in the chat, but if you care enough to stay updated with me, that's the Discord. Otherwise, thank you for all that, Dance. As freed. I like... That was traumatizing. That was genuinely traumatizing. I'm like... oh no. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna have to shuffle around and find some more ridiculous shit to react to, but I'm wrapping it up. I appreciate you guys for coming to hang out with me and watching me BS about things. It's been nice to kind of switch it up a little bit. Otherwise, I will catch you lovely people later. I hope everybody has a good night. Because I'm assuming it's hella freaking late for everybody. You're taken hostage again? Pog emote. Thank you, Iron Hand. Sounds good, sounds good. Exactly. I'll catch you guys Thursday. I know, Dance. I know, it's always super late for you. It's like Sunday. You probably have work tomorrow, I'm assuming. You gotta get that sleep. You get that good sleep. That good. Anyway.